This page is the first issue of Dorimaga, previously known as Dreamcast Magazine, marking a fresh start for the publication. The cover features the iconic characters from Phantasy Star Online version 2, including Ash, Kycilia, and the ever-present Mech, highlighting this major online RPG as a key title. The magazine dives deep into the future of the Dreamcast console, posing questions about what lies ahead. It also tackles the state of online gaming on consoles and previews the buzz surrounding the upcoming E3 event, questioning how Sega will navigate the landscape alongside the PlayStation 2 and Xbox, hinting at exciting developments. Featured prominently are major upcoming and recent titles like Shenmue 2, Sonic Adventure 2, Crazy Taxi 2, Sakura Wars 3, Virtua Striker 3, and Memories Off 2nd, showcasing the diverse range of games still coming to the platform. The issue is priced at 550 yen. Other sections include reader rankings for all Dreamcast titles, a segment answering reader questions, and a look into the secrets of motion capture technology. The magazine is published by SoftBank Publishing, with the Dreamcast logo and Sega Corporation copyright visible. This page is a full-page spread dedicated to Phantasy Star Online version 2, prominently featuring artwork of the game's main character archetypes, the Human Hunter, Newman Force, and Android, alongside other characters representing the online community. A large vertical text reads, "An RPG that starts with nice to meet you," emphasizing the game's core online multiplayer experience and the potential for new connections. The main banner announces the release of version 2, proclaiming it includes all content from the original game and has undergone further evolution, promising an enhanced and expanded online adventure for Dreamcast players. This page focuses on the critically acclaimed online RPG Phantasy Star Online and the release of its expanded version. The top section prominently displays the numerous awards the game received, including the prestigious grand prize at the 5th Japan Entertainment Software Awards and the 6th AMD Best Programmer Award, highlighting a total of 10 honors. Below this, the page announces the release of Phantasy Star Online version 2 on May 31, 2001, available for 4,800 yen. Excluding tax. Version 2 is presented as an evolution of the original, which already boasted a large registered user base in Japan. It promises the addition of new features, new game modes, and a wealth of new items, enhancing the online experience. The page includes several screenshots showcasing the gameplay of version 2 and expresses gratitude to the players, with large vertical text reading, "Everyone, thank you." It also confirms compatibility with Dreamcast peripherals, such as the jump pack, keyboard, and VGA box. This page presents the table of contents for the May 25, 2001 issue of Dorimaga magazine, highlighting a range of topics reflecting the gaming landscape at the time. The main features include a special project celebrating the magazine's renewal and long history, a service offering a commemorative phone card, an exploration of the upcoming E3 show in America with a focus on PlayStation 2 and Xbox trends, and 2 significant features delving into the future of the Dreamcast and the state of online console gaming following the Dreamcast's discontinuation. The new game information section covers recent arcade hits like Virtua Fighter 4, Monkey Ball, and Virtua Striker 3, pondering the possibility of ports. Crucially for Dreamcast fans, there's a large section dedicated to upcoming and newly released Dreamcast titles, emphasizing that the console was still hot. This includes highly anticipated games such as Shenmue 2, Phantasy Star Online version 2, Sonic Adventure 2, and Crazy Taxi 2. The list continues, with Confidential Mission, Gundam Battle Online, and a variety of other titles spanning genres from visual novels like Air and Memories Off 2nd, to unique fighting games like Versus Net Gimmick Capcom and Psycho All-Stars, and puzzle games like Cleopatra Fortune, showcasing the diverse library still coming to the console. This page presents the table of contents and the comprehensive game index for the issue, laying out the diverse content covered. Featured strategy guides and articles focus on major Dreamcast releases, including the highly anticipated Sakura Wars 3 is Paris Burning, quote, the intense shooter Descrimson Ox, the visual novel Happy Lesson, Close to Inori no Oka, Konohana, True Report, and the unique Sega tribute game Sega. Beyond game coverage, the magazine delves into industry technology, with a feature on the secrets of motion capture, and introduces a new serialized column. The regular sections for news, reader contributions, and various columns are also indexed. The Game Index provides a valuable alphabetical listing of all games discussed within the issue, directing readers to coverage on titles like Shenmue 2, Phantasy Star Online version 2, Sonic Adventure 2, Skies of Arcadia, Crazy Taxi 2, and Capcom vs. SNK 2, among many others. The page also features an illustration credit for Phantasy Star Online version 2 and explains the various icons used throughout the magazine to indicate game features and hardware support. This page announces the exciting launch of the newly rebranded Sega magazine, now called Dorimaga, and transitions from a weekly to a bi-weekly publication. The article proudly traces the magazine's lineage back through 18 years of history, starting with the classic Beep magazine, then evolving into Beep Mega Drive, Sega Saturn magazine, and finally Dreamcast magazine. This long history is highlighted, positioning Dorimaga as the oldest game magazine in the industry. The name Dorimaga itself carries multiple meanings, including the idea of digging deep into articles, a nod to the Dreamcast, and referencing a character, Castco, who wields drills, symbolizing this deep dive. The feature includes a visual timeline showing the evolution of the magazine titles and covers over the years. The staff expresses immense excitement for the relaunch, promising to maintain the spirit of providing fun and in-depth content for Sega fans, ensuring that both Sega and its dedicated fanbase, along with the magazine itself, remain a vital force. The page showcases the cover of the first Dorimaga issue, featuring characters from Phantasy Star Online version 2, signaling a focus on ongoing Dreamcast titles while embracing the new era. This page features an urgent special interview asking the question, "What is Dorimaga?" The discussion includes Tadashi Takizaki from Sega's Customer Gateway Department and Toru Nishimura, the editor-in-chief of the new Dorimaga magazine. They talk about the magazine's rebranding from Dreamcast Magazine and the reasons behind the change, acknowledging the success of the previous iteration and the strong sales of the Dreamcast hardware itself, despite production having ceased. Nishimura notes that the magazine's sales were very good, especially from late last year. Takizaki touches on the changing public perception of the Dreamcast. The bottom section reveals the relationship between the Dreamcast and the new Dorimaga, announcing a special 3-issue continuous present campaign. Readers have the chance to win super rare signed colored paper artwork from the manga artists featured in the magazine's serialized comics. Artwork examples are shown from artists including Samushingu Yoshimatsu, Uekusa Yumiko, Tatsune, Takemoto Izumi, Utsuki Beru, and Kamimura Sachiko. This campaign is clearly designed to excite readers about the new era of the magazine, while celebrating the artists who contribute to it. This page continues the urgent special interview with Sega's Tadashi Takizaki and Dorimaga editor-in-chief Toru Nishimura, probing into the magazine's new identity and Sega's direction. They discuss the evolution from Dreamcast magazine to Dorimaga, emphasizing that neither Sega nor the magazine is just a simple entity anymore. They touch upon the changing landscape of the game industry, the shortening lifespan of hardware, and the business challenges this presents. Despite the Dreamcast hardware production ending, its continued popularity and support are highlighted by a photo showing a massive crowd of 11,000 fans at a recent Sega event, proving the Dreamcast is far from dead. The bottom section promotes a special gift campaign to celebrate the new Dorimaga. Prizes include items related to fan-favorite games, like a Guru Guru on Sen plushie and Sakura Taisen 3 demo disc from Overworks, Super Monkey Ball stickers, and a Virtua Striker 3 drink case from Amusement Vision, and a cool Space Channel 5 shoulder bag from United Game Artists. Messages from the presidents of these key Sega studios convey their excitement for Dorimaga and their commitment to creating great games. This page continues the insightful interview with Sega's Tadashi Takizaki and Dorimaga editor-in-chief Toru Nishimura, delving deeper into Sega's strategic shift and the magazine's evolution. Nishimura questions Sega's bold move to end hardware production despite promising software, while Takizaki argues it was a necessary shock to revitalize the Dreamcast market, leading to the significant price drop that put the console into more homes and boosted software sales. A miracle-strong medicine indeed. They discuss the changing, more financially driven industry landscape and introduce the new Dorimaga as a rebirth, connecting it to the old Beep magazine's spirit of doing surprising and interesting things, even adopting a similar vertical logo style. Takizaki clarifies that Sega is no longer focused on hardware, but is becoming a multi-platform software provider, leveraging their technological know-how beyond just games. He's more interested in which hardware is interesting than which one wins. The page highlights the new bi-monthly schedule for Dorimaga, a return after 5 years. The bottom section features a gift campaign celebrating the magazine's launch, offering prizes like tickets to Tokyo Joyopolis, telephone card sets from Seta featuring their Super Real Mahjong series, and quote cards featuring Armored Core 2 Another Age, showcasing support from various companies including Sega's own departments, Seta, and From Software. This page continues the interview where Sega's Tadashi Takizaki and Dorimaga editor-in-chief Toru Nishimura discuss the magazine's direction and Sega's place in the evolving industry. They emphasize the importance of being honest with the readers, focusing on truly interesting content rather than just the fastest information. Contrasting the magazine's role with the internet, Nishimura notes that the magazine aims to capture the spirit of the old Beep magazine, which was known for doing surprising and fun things. Takizaki sees Dorimaga as a vital hub for Sega fans now that the company is transitioning away from hardware, calling it a place to return to. He stresses that the customer is paramount. Below the interview, the magazine affirms its commitment to continue doing its best. There's also a gift campaign featuring items related to Sega characters, like a Driller plushie and Chrono sticker, along with a postcard and frisbee. Another prize set includes a non-folding poster and strategy guide for Sakura Wars. 3. Is Paris Burning? Sega Kuku Tetsuya Kasuyama provides a message supporting Dorimaga, expressing how valuable it is for compiling Sega information and mentioning his initial surprise at the name change. Namco also offers a message of support, looking forward to the future of the game industry, and noting their collaboration with the magazine, specifically mentioning support for Soul Calibur in reader events. Finally, details are provided on how to apply for the gift campaign by postcard, with a deadline of May 25th. This page is a vibrant promotion for the official setting material book, titled Grandia 2 World Guidance, for the critically acclaimed RPG Grandia 2. The main headline boldly declares, "Secret production materials fully revealed. The world of the eternal masterpiece, Grandia 2, is all collected in this one book." The page features a large, dynamic illustration on the right, showcasing the main cast, including Ryudo, Elena, Mareg, Millennia, Roman, and Tio, capturing the essence of the game's memorable characters. Around the central text and illustration are smaller images showing examples of the book's content, detailed character designs, world art, monster illustrations, illustration galleries, animation references, storyboarding examples, and sub-character designs. The text below the main title provides details about the book, noting it's a 4-size publication with 176 pages, priced at 2,800 yen, excluding tax. It was compiled by Shiota Nobuyuki and Krabs Project, with the cover illustration by Kanu Yushi. The collaboration of the game's art production staff is also highlighted. This book appears to be an essential resource for fans, offering an in-depth look at the game's rich world and development process. Published by SoftBank Publishing, it serves as a comprehensive guide beyond just strategy, diving into the creative origins of Grandia 2. This page is a GameSpot news digest covering the Golden Week period from April 28th to May 7th, highlighting significant events and news from the gaming world. A major story features the Dreamcast title Sega facing a temporary sales halt and delay due to issues with the character name Adult Children in the game. This prompted feedback from relevant associations, leading Sega to change the name in the new version and push the release back to May 31st. Adding to the headlines, the classic arcade racing game Outrun is making a comeback as an iMode mobile phone application, set to launch on May 14th. Elsewhere, the adorable character Takero from Doko Demo is Disho celebrated his birthday with a lively event in Shibuya on May 6th, featuring photo opportunities and free merchandise for attendees. Other news snippets include Gran Turismo 3 on PS2, quickly shipping over 1 million units, a popular character-focused event, CharaFest, drawing large crowds, and updates on online services like isao.net offering new courses. The page captures the busy Golden Week period, with a mix of game releases, events, and even some unexpected issues. This page covers a mix of major industry news and local events. We kick off with a preview of E3 2001, the world's largest game show, returning to Los Angeles in May. The buzz is around the upcoming Xbox and GameCube launches, but Dreamcast's current lineup and popular handhelds are also expected to draw significant attention. Next up is a report on the Edge Game Awards 2001, where Dreamcast titles absolutely dominated. Phantasy Star Online snagged Game of the Year and Technical Achievement. Jet Set Radio won for Graphical Achievement and Audio Achievement. And Samba de Amigo took home Hardware Innovation. Sonic Team was named Developer of the Year and Sega Publisher of the Year. It's impressive to see the Dreamcast hardware and its library receiving such high praise, even at this stage. There's also news on a unique online mahjong tournament for the Dreamcast game, Atsumare Uruguru Onsen. featuring a long 10-day event period where players compete to score the most Yakuman. For mobile gamers, NTT Docomo is releasing a sumo-themed game called the Sumo Spirit Technique Body for iMode. It focuses on raising a disciple and involves training and competing. Finally, the page lists upcoming events, including a broccoli card and character festival at Tokyo Big Sight, the 13th Design Festa showcasing various artists, and Business Show 2001 Tokyo, a general business and IT exhibition. This week's gaming news covers a range of topics. The music scene sees the release of a remix album for the rhythm game Guitar Man, featuring remixes by Guitar Vader. Amusement parks in Japan are opening new Resident Evil-themed attractions, including a 4D experience and a haunted house based on Code Veronica. The sports website Rivals Japan has been revamped, now integrating content with Dreamcast Magazine and aiming to be a community hub for sports fans. Finally, the GameSpot section reports on industry news, highlighting major company collaborations, Sega's structural reforms, and Capcom and Namco's arcade title partnership, indicating significant changes in the gaming industry. This page kicks off with massive industry news, highlighting a major alliance between three giants, Namco, Enix, and Square. Following a trend of increasing collaborations in a challenging market, these companies are pushing for cooperation beyond company boundaries. A concrete step involves a mutual stock exchange of 45% between the three. Accompanying this exciting announcement are screenshots showcasing iconic games from each company. A fierce battle from Tekken, classic monster encounters from Dragon Quest, and a scene from Final Fantasy. A side panel captures user reactions and hopes, reflecting anticipation for potential projects combining these powerhouses, perhaps involving franchises like Chrono Cross, Xenogears, Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, or Tekken. Moving on, Red Entertainment, known for Sakura Wars, has launched a new project called Where X Town, presented as a charming web anime game available on shockwave.com. The first episode is out, inviting players to advance the story through clicks. A distinct black and white cat character is featured in one screenshot. The events section covers the start of operations for Virtua Striker 3 in arcades nationwide. Sega hosted a lively pre-opening event at Tokyo Bay Lalaport, drawing in both adults and kids eager to try the new game. The event included a tournament, and attendees were clearly excited by the impressive graphics and gameplay. Finally, the GameSpot section provides a weekly news roundup, listing key industry headlines chronologically from April 20th to April 27th, offering a snapshot of the week's important events and announcements. This page dives into various aspects of the gaming world and related media. First up, we get news about the live-action Dungeons & Dragons movie, based on the hugely influential 1974 RPG. Directed by game fan Courtney Solomon, the film tells a classic fantasy tale of an empire, a queen, and a villain seeking power with the help of a legendary staff and a red dragon. It features a solid cast including Jeremy Irons and Thora Birch, and was set to release in Japan in June 2001. Next, we see some cool merchandise and giveaways. There's a promotion for the 25th anniversary of Super Sentai, which many gamers know as Power Rangers. They're releasing snacks that come with collectible trading cards, featuring all the past Sentai teams. And you could win a set. Also featured are goods from Konami's dating sim series Tokimeki Memorial, including a mug and postcards, celebrating the release of new software. These are also part of a prize giveaway, with details on how to apply if you're interested. Finally, there's a rundown of a campaign running on D-Direct, highlighting special offers and bundles for purchasing Dreamcast games and hardware, including popular titles and limited editions like Sonic Adventure, 2 console bundles, Capcom vs. SNK Millennium, Fight 2000 Pro sets, and pre-order bonuses for games like Atelier Marie and LE, and Princess Maker Collection. This page presents the latest Dreamcast sales ranking, highlighting the top 10 software titles. The ranking is based on collected data and independent research, giving a snapshot of the current market performance. While the market shows some stability, the ranking notes that new, interesting titles continue to appear, ensuring the Dreamcast software ranking remains a relevant feature. Leading the pack is the new release close to Inori no Oka, an adventure game, followed by the popular Sakura Wars 3, Is Paris Burning?, and Canvas Sepiero no Motif. Other notable entries include Neon Genesis Evangelion Typing E-Plan, which just came out, the latest volume of the bi-monthly RPG Eldorado Gate, and the original Sakura Wars. Long-running hits like Phantasy Star Online and Fire Pro Wrestling D also remain in the top 10, alongside the soccer management sim J.League Pro Soccer Club, Otsukuru, and the adventure title, Miss. The comments provide snippets about each game, from updates and related merchandise to reviewer impressions and event details. It's a great overview of what Dreamcast owners were playing and talking about at the time. This page presents the data station's top 30 ranking of anticipated Dreamcast titles, based on reader votes. It highlights the upcoming games that fans are most excited about, offering a glimpse into the future software lineup. Taking the surprising number 1 spot is the visual novel Comic Party, showing strong reader interest, even surpassing major heavy hitters like Shenmue 2, which ranks at number 2. The page features details on Shenmue 2's evolution from its predecessor, and insights from director Yu Suzuki. Coming in at number 3 is Phantasy Star Online Verpoint 2, with commentary focusing on its new Ultimate mode. The ranking continues through the top 30, showcasing a diverse range of upcoming titles. This list includes eagerly awaited sequels like Sonic Adventure 2 and Crazy Taxi 2, the tennis sim Virtua Tennis 2, listed as Power Smash 2, the strategy RPG Super Robot Taisen Alpha, and various other genres from visual novels like the Paya Carrot series and Memories Off 2, highlighted as a pickup title at number 15, to RPGs such as further volumes of Eldorado Gate. Lower down the list, the puzzle game Guru Guru Onsen 2, number 29, and the first-person light gun shooter Confidential Mission, number 32, are also featured with screenshots and descriptions. The page also teases the upcoming puzzle game Cleopatra Fortune. This ranking provides a fantastic snapshot of what Dreamcast owners were looking forward to playing next. This page dives into what games players are hoping to see ported to various platforms, reflecting Sega's big move into multi-platform development. It showcases reader requests for titles they want to see on Dreamcast, GameCube, handhelds, PlayStation 2, and Xbox. The lists for PS2 and Xbox are particularly interesting, heavily featuring popular Dreamcast titles like Phantasy Star Online, Sakura Wars, Shenmue, and Skies of Arcadia, indicating strong demand for these exclusives on other consoles. The page also includes a top 15 ranking of high-earning arcade games, featuring popular titles such as Virtua Fighter 3TB, Virtua Striker 2000, Guilty Gear X, King of Fighters 2000, and Street Fighter 2I Third Strike, highlighting the arcade scene's success. There's a note that location testing for Virtua Fighter 4, a highly anticipated sequel, is starting soon. Featured upcoming arcade titles include Gun Survivor 2, Resident Evil Code, Veronica, described as a unique take on the light gun genre allowing free movement, and Pro Gear no Arashi, a new horizontal shooter from Cave, promising intense gameplay and innovative scoring systems. Small panels also highlight the Dreamcast version of King of Fighters 2000, and the news of Crazy Taxi's PS2 port overseas. This page serves as a comprehensive release schedule, detailing upcoming software and peripherals. It starts with a key explaining abbreviations for genres like action, ACT, RPG, shooting, SHT, simulation, SLG, adventure, ADV, sports, SPT, race, RAC, puzzle, PUZ, table, TAB, and quiz, along with compatibility icons for peripherals like joysticks, controllers, and communication devices. The main focus is the Dreamcast release schedule, listing titles with dates spanning from May 2000 into 2001, including both confirmed and unreleased games. This section provides a detailed look at the pipeline, covering a wide range of genres and publishers. Further down, there's a significant section titled Sega Supplying Titles to Other Hardware, which directly follows up on the multi-platform discussion from the previous page. This list confirms several Dreamcast titles and new games that Sega is bringing to PlayStation 2, Xbox, and Game Boy Advance. The PlayStation 2 list notably includes highly requested games like Sakura Wars, Shenmue, and Phantasy Star Online, confirming Sega's strategy to bring its flagship franchises to new audiences. The Xbox list features titles like Jet Set Radio Future and a new Panzer Dragoon, while the Game Boy Advance shows Sega entering the handheld space with titles like Puyo Puyo and Sonic the Hedgehog. This clearly illustrates Sega's transition from a hardware manufacturer to a multi-platform software developer. The Dreamcast bi-weekly reader ranking feature, now in its 109th iteration, allows gamers to vote on their favorite titles, with 334 compatible games released as of May 11, 2001. Games earn readers' favorite status and can enter a Hall of Fame based on sustained high scores. The ranking table lists numerous games, including their rank, publisher, release date, genre, and average reader score. New challengers include the visual novel Close to Inori no Oke, the racing game Power Jet Racing 2001, and the adventure game Angel Present. Sakura Wars 3 holds the top position, while Resident Evil Code Veronica Complete has significantly climbed the ranks. The reader race for Dreamcast titles remains active. The next page continues the reader ranking chart, showing titles from rank 31 down to 82, covering a mix of genres like racing, RPGs, action, and simulations. The right side features new game introductions and highlights top-ranked titles. Eldorado Gate Volume 4 is introduced, an episodic RPG with an average reader score of 8.25 and a magazine score of 7.33, praised for its recurring characters and gameplay improvements across volumes. Neon Genesis Evangelion Typing Project E, a typing game, has scores of 7.01 and 5.33, with the reader noting it's a decent typing game, especially for beginners, but feels incomplete as an Evangelion title compared to the Typing of the Dead. Sakura Wars 3 is highlighted as the current number 1, with impressive scores of 9.69 and 9.33, receiving high praise for its characters, battle system, scenario, and voice acting, though one reader felt the Paris Kagekiden deserved more focus. Phantasy Star Online, at number 4 with scores of 9.42 and 10.0, is lauded as a true online RPG experience, allowing connection with many players, even if the offline mode is different, though connection issues are noted as a concern. The bottom text seems to be a continuation of editorial chatter. The next page continues the comprehensive reader rankings for Dreamcast titles, alongside featuring several key games with more detailed write-ups. On the left, we see spotlights on titles like Sega, ranked 48th, which boasts a huge reader score of over 9.0, praised for its unique take on game development simulation despite its difficulty. Below that is Haruame Yubi, at 142nd, a visual novel set in a hot spring inn, receiving decent reader scores, but noted for its limited romance elements and production values compared to a standard visual novel. Canvas, ranked 169th, is highlighted for its compelling main heroine. Illbleed comes in at 178th, described as a crazy game that rewards players who invest time in it, though some found its unique mechanics challenging. Finally, Seize at 182nd, a live-action adventure, is commended for its excellent use of actor performance and its psychological depth. The right side of the page continues the extensive reader ranking chart, listing games from 83rd down to 134th place, emphasizing that even titles in this range offer significant quality and potential discoveries for players. This page continues the comprehensive reader rankings, listing titles from 135th down to 186th place on the left side. The right side features a detailed look at Blue Submarine No. 6, Time and Tide. This adventure game, a prequel to the popular OVA series, follows Hayami Tetsu and alternates between story segments and unique underwater salvage missions using a small submarine. It impressed readers with a very high average score of 9.375, though the magazine's score was a solid 8.0. The game is highlighted for its blend of 3D CG and 2D animation, and its faithful adaptation of the original work's atmosphere. The gameplay focuses on the tension and realism of underwater exploration, managing factors like pressure and oxygen, and the distinct satisfaction of finding and salvaging submerged artifacts. Despite relatively low sales numbers, the game is praised as a hidden masterpiece. Reader comments echo this, specifically noting the immersive underwater feeling enhanced by accessories like the jump pack, the impactful sound design, and the overall quality that stands out despite its niche genre. Tips are also mentioned, suggesting gameplay hints appear after clearing the game, potentially affecting subsequent playthroughs. This page features Soul Calibur, highlighted as the impressive number 1 title in the reader rankings. Published by Namco and released in August 1999, this 3D weapon fighting game received an outstanding reader average score of 9.5878, and a perfect 10.0 from the magazine. The page includes screenshots showcasing the game's action and photos of Namco developers, Mr. Nimura and Mr. Kanishi, who discuss the game's development. They touch on the challenges of bringing the arcade hit to Dreamcast, and express their satisfaction with the final result, noting that they aim to create something that would set the standard for future fighting games. Looking back, while acknowledging some minor imperfections, they hint at a future project to show something new. The right side of the page continues the extensive reader ranking list, presenting titles ranked from 187th down to 237th place. This page continues the comprehensive reader rankings, presenting sections F and G, which delve into the lower-ranked titles. These sections are described as containing games that are somewhat unsatisfactory, or even having a dangerous atmosphere. Commentary notes the movement of titles like Ancients, rising in the ranks, suggesting that games driven by character relationships are influencing the voting. A separate note focuses on the very bottom of the ranking, highlighting the Mahjong game, Heijo Mahjong, and its notable microphone support, which has taken over the lowest position. The screenshot shows the game itself. The page also lists recently released and upcoming software that is expected to enter the rankings soon. This includes a variety of titles such as NBA 2K1, NFL 2K1, WWF Royal Rumble, and Descrimson Ox, a screenshot of which is also shown. The magazine expresses anticipation for these new entries and encourages readers to participate in the voting, stating that the reader race is still very much alive and exciting. This page dives into some highly anticipated new Dreamcast software releases. Kicking things off, it highlights that DC hardware is becoming scarce, so grabbing new games quickly is a must. We get spotlights on 4 distinct titles. First up is Advanced Daisen Ryaku 2001, a deep strategy game described as being for serious, advanced players, delving into World War II simulation. Then there's Sports Jam, which feels more like a collection of minigames pulling the best bits from various sports. Simple and fun, with realistic graphics. NBA 2K1 gets praised for its polish, noted as improving player movement and defense difficulty from its predecessor, leading to challenging matchups even against the AI. Finally, Konohana True Report, a mystery adventure with a low price point, offers replayability with short play sessions aimed at uncovering the true ending. The magazine declares the Dreamcast is still hot, with plenty of new games keeping the reader rankings exciting. Upcoming titles like Phantasy Star Online, Verpoint 2, are specifically called out as ones to watch. The reader race is also in full swing, with prediction games for the debut ranking of Crazy Taxi 2, and the debut score for Atelier Marie and Ellie Alchemists of Salzburg 1 and 2. Winners for past prediction contests and special reader presents like Game/VM sets are also announced. There's also a brief listing of rankings for Dreamcast peripherals. This page features Dreamcast software reviews, starting with a spotlight on the upcoming title, Bounty Hunter, Sarah Holy Mountains Emperor. This is an action novel from Capcom, set in a near-future Neo-Tokyo, where you play as the titular Sarah, a bounty hunter hunting criminals in a system that tests the player's judgment and reasoning. The game received an average score of 7.33. Reviewer comments highlight the easy-to-understand near-future setting and the high quality of the scenario, but note that not everything is revealed in a single playthrough, suggesting replayability. The page also previews the low-priced Net vs. series. Releasing simultaneously on May 24th are 7 different table games, all featuring a focus on online network battles. These include popular titles like Go, Shogi, Chess, Hanafuda, Mahjong, Reversi, and Gomoku Narabe. This series is positioned as offering great value, with its emphasis on online play for traditional games. This page is entirely dedicated to the Dreamcast game J.League Pro Soccer Club wo Tsukuru, better known to fans as Sakatsuku. It's promoting 3 substantial guidebooks designed to help players master the deep football club simulation. First up is the Player Directory, which is a massive database essential for scouting and team building. It boasts an incredible amount of data, listing over 5,000 players, hundreds of managers, and scouting information, organized systematically. Next is the Strategy X Fanbook, which dives into gameplay strategies and includes selected player data. It also features content for fans, such as survey results from the GameSpot website, and even a special inclusion called the Saskatsuku Great Dictionary. It promises to reveal everything you need to know about Saskatsuku, with a focus on the path to becoming the world's #1 club, as hinted by its subtitle. Finally, the complete guide offers in-depth analysis of the game's core systems: management, player development, team strategy, and personnel. It breaks down key training points and provides valuable tips for understanding system compatibility and handling match situations. These 3 books offer comprehensive support, covering everything from player data to strategic gameplay and club management, aimed at helping players build the ultimate J.League team. They are all currently available. This page dives deep into the smash hit Dreamcast title, Sakura Wars 3. Is Paris Burning? The game was a monumental success right out of the gate, having shipped over 350,000 copies rapidly and maintaining the top sales spot. The feature highlights this impressive performance and focuses on how players can fully master the game's complex systems. It showcases strategy guides promising comprehensive coverage of everything from character parameter changes and reliability levels to the impact of choices made in the LIP's interactive dialogue system. These guides are presented as indispensable tools for unlocking all events, seeing every ending, and truly experiencing the game to its fullest depth. The page also includes artwork and screenshots, along with a visual timeline documenting the journey to the game's release. This covers major promotional events from the initial Sakura Project 2000 announcement through various previews and live shows, demonstrating the significant build-up to this highly anticipated title. This page covers the passing of Isao Okawa, the chairman of CSK and Sega Group, and the joint funeral held on April 26, 2001. Okawa, the founder of CSK, which became Sega's parent company, died on March 16 at the age of 74. He had taken on the role of Sega president the previous year to directly oversee the Dreamcast business. The article details his career, starting CSK in 1968 and growing it into a massive group with 90 companies and 20,000 employees. It touches on his business decisions, including investments in hardware like the Sega Genesis, and his foresight in the network era. A significant point highlighted is his personal donation of 135 billion yen to Sega in the past year, underscoring his commitment to the company's revival following the Dreamcast withdrawal. The funeral was attended by many prominent figures from the game industry and beyond, including leaders from companies like Square, Konami, Sony Computer Entertainment, and Nintendo. Photos show the ceremony, floral arrangements, and attendees. The page also includes excerpts from a video shown at the funeral, recounting Okawa's philosophy and his incredible achievement in building the CSK Group into a 20,000-person company in one generation. It reflects on his dedication and lack of compromise in business. Motion capture technology is a key element in modern game development, particularly for Dreamcast titles. This technology enables realistic character animation, breathing life into characters across various genres. Games like Soul Calibur, Sekatsuku, and Shenmue demonstrate its impact, with even RPG characters benefiting from detailed performances. The article specifically highlights Jet Set Radio, emphasizing how motion captures, involving professional skaters, was crucial for capturing the game's unique, cel-shaded style and world. A behind-the-scenes look reveals the setup of motion capture studios, featuring multiple cameras and markers. An interview with Yuichi Higuchi from Smilebit underscores the significant effort involved in the process, from the recording itself to the editing and implementation of the data. This technology is considered vital for achieving the animation quality seen in Dreamcast games. Lynx Digiworks, a Japanese motion capture specialist, offers services primarily for the gaming industry, with approximately 90% of their work game-related. Producer Kazuhisa Nishimura discusses the technology's evolution from early systems to advanced optical systems. They can now capture high-intensity movements like wrestling at high frame rates and intricate details such as facial expressions and finger movements. Lynx Digiworks has contributed to various game genres, including fighting games, Soul Calibur, Tekken 3, sports simulations, and unique titles like Romania No. 203 and Jet Set Radio. Motion capture's capability extends to complex multi-actor scenes, resulting in awards. Nishimura highlights its importance in modern game development for realistic and efficient character animation. The page includes screenshots demonstrating their work, capturing various movements and scenes. This page celebrates a transition in the magazine's name, with special commemorative telephone cards featuring artwork from popular Dreamcast titles. 7 different designs are showcased. Featured games include the popular tactical RPG Sakura Wars 3, showcasing its cast of characters. The groundbreaking online RPG Phantasy Star Online is represented with artwork from both the original game and its Ver.2 update, highlighting characters and acknowledging its award recognition. Also featured are the Korean RPG, The Rhapsody of the West Wind, the unique simulation game Sega with its distinctive characters, the visual novel Close to the Hill of Prayer, and the highly anticipated action-adventure sequel Shenmue 2, featuring the character Joy. Below the featured cards, the page provides detailed instructions on how readers could apply to receive these special telephone cards. This page continues the special telephone card promotion from the previous issue, serving as the second installment of a three-part series tied to the magazine's transition. Applicants can acquire a service telecard for 850 yen. Building on the offer, anyone who applies for 2 or more telecards will receive a special Dreamcast Magazine card holder as a bonus gift, which is currently in production. The page showcases 6 more exclusive telephone card designs, numbered 8 through 13. These cards feature artwork from various columns and serialized features within the magazine itself, including Irwairo de Sukusuku, Dora-chan's Game Review, Deshi Log Channel, DC Game Tiger's Den, Guru Guru Creature, and Sega's games are the best in the world. Each card features distinctive character art associated with its respective column, offering a glimpse into the diverse content found within the magazine's pages. From manga and reviews to unique illustrations, important dates are provided for those wishing to apply. The deadline to apply for these collectible cards is June 8th, with applications valid based on the postmark date. Production of the cards will commence after this deadline, and shipping is scheduled to begin from mid-August 2001 onwards through mid-September. Contact details are also listed for inquiries regarding application methods or issues with receiving items. The next page features a special report focusing on the impending third console war between the PlayStation 2, Microsoft Xbox, and the upcoming Nintendo GameCube, highlighting the significant role of the E3 Expo as the battleground. With Sega having transitioned from hardware, the article explores the industry shift and the anticipation surrounding the GameCube's official unveiling at E3. An interview with Christophe Kagutani discusses the pressure on Nintendo for GameCube's launch titles and the expectations for E3 presentations. The page includes screenshots showcasing the diversity of Sega's software, from the KO Garden in Sonic Adventure 2 on Dreamcast to Virtua Fighter 4 and Gun Valkyrie now appearing or announced for other systems like the PlayStation 2. A list of Sega's upcoming PS2 titles is mentioned, featuring popular series such as Virtua Fighter, Sakura Wars, and Space Channel 5. The piece also reflects on the state of the PS2 market, questioning the lack of strong software sales and hoping for impactful releases akin to Gran Turismo or Metal Gear Solid. There's a discussion on whether other consoles can match Nintendo's history of delivering innovative experiences with titles like Super Mario 64, suggesting that only truly memorable games will stand out in the crowded market. Overall, the page captures the industry's focus on the future of gaming hardware and Sega's new direction as a multi-platform developer, heading into the critical E3 event. As E3 approaches, the gaming industry braces for the PlayStation 2, Xbox, and GameCube showdown. Rumors of ports for older consoles suggest a less vibrant market, with E3 being the pivotal moment for each console. The report highlights the PS2's popularity, GameCube's potential for innovation, and Xbox's power, while also noting the Game Boy Advance's likely success. The GameCube, previously codenamed Dolphin, generates excitement, particularly for its debut and third-party support. The Xbox faces questions about its identity and a potential Japanese launch delay. The article anticipates a detailed E3 report in the next issue, focusing on which console will take the lead. This page is a special feature diving into the current state and future of the Dreamcast, framed with the positive message that you can still get a lot of play out of the console. Following Sega's decision to stop manufacturing in January, they cut the price, and the remaining stock has been selling surprisingly well. The report notes that domestic stock in Japan is dwindling rapidly and could sell out by the summer, while North America still has a significant amount. Overall, there are still around 940,000 units left globally as of April. With an impressive library of 330 titles offering a great variety of genres and strong online capabilities, the console is still very much alive for players. The article highlights 2 essential games, Sakura Wars 3 and Phantasy Star Online, noting their strong sales and online community respectively. It also addresses concerns about peripherals like visual memory units and the Dream Karaoke unit, advising players to buy what they need now as availability may decrease, though having extra memory is always useful. Crucially, Sega confirms that after-sales support for both the console and peripherals will continue for 6 years after manufacturing ended, so you don't need to worry about a sudden breakdown leaving you stranded. It's clear the magazine wants to reassure players that the Dreamcast isn't dead yet, and is still worth enjoying. The article examines the Dreamcast's future software lineup, highlighting anticipated releases like Sonic Adventure 2, Shenmue 2, and others across genres. It assures players of continued high-quality game support, mentioning titles such as Crazy Taxi 2 and Phantasy Star Online Ver.2. The Dreamcast's legacy for GAL games is also noted. However, the page also reflects on the failure of experimental services like the digital download service at Barai and the game rental service by Tsutaya. It questions Sega's earlier claim of 65 Dreamcast titles slated for release within the year, expressing skepticism about the ambitious target. The article presents a blend of excitement for upcoming games, with a realistic view of the system's evolving landscape. Dreamcast hardware sales are booming, particularly after a price reduction, with consoles and accessories like Vemus selling well. Software sales, however, haven't kept pace, although titles like Sakura Wars 3, Is Paris Burning?, and Phantasy Star Online are performing strongly. Phantasy Star Online saw a surge in popularity post-price drop, maintaining a dedicated player base. The article, based on an interview with a shop owner in Akihabara, suggests now is an excellent time to purchase Dreamcast games due to reduced prices. While the drop in prices might be unfortunate for some, it presents a chance to acquire quality titles affordably. Recommended bargain items are available. The page emphasizes the hardware's resurgence and the importance of strong software releases to capitalize on the console's renewed popularity. An Akihabara shop owner discusses the Sega Dreamcast's future in the face of new consoles like the GameCube and Xbox. They are skeptical of the GameCube's appeal and reserve judgment on the Xbox, emphasizing the importance of software for its success. The interview highlights the scarcity of Dreamcast peripherals, particularly popular arcade sticks and Vemus, urging customers to buy them if available. Online auctions are suggested as a source for rare items. The shop, Messe Sano, is a haven for Sega enthusiasts, offering unique items like European Vemus and Sega Saturn games. The owner believes the Dreamcast isn't finished, stressing that strong software releases will continue to drive its relevance, citing titles like Sakura Wars 3 as examples. The article concludes with screenshots of key Dreamcast games. This page features a deep dive into Shenmue 2, highlighting the game's progress and a message from creator Yu Suzuki, who notes that while Dreamcast production is ending, the software lineup remains strong, with Shenmue 2 being a key title. The main focus is an in-depth look at the evolution of the QuickTimer event system, now called Command QTE. Unlike previous games where QTEs were often single-button presses, Shenmue 2's Command QTE requires players to quickly input sequences of directional and face-button commands under pressure. The article shows examples of this system in action during tense infiltration scenes and combat, illustrating both successful outcomes, where Ryo performs skillful maneuvers, and failures, where he gets caught. This new system adds a layer of complexity and challenge to these timed events. The page also provides basic game data, indicating the game will span 4 discs, with release date and price still undecided. This page offers a deep dive into the status of Shenmue 2 and the direction of AM2. Featuring a message from creator Yu Suzuki. He reflects on the recent Game Jam event and the high anticipation for Shenmue 2, noting that development is in its final stages, focusing on bug fixes and polish, expecting completion very soon. Suzuki describes Shenmue 2 as a matured evolution from the first game, comparing their design philosophies to Cars, highlighting the improvements. The article also looks at the future of AM2, known for pushing hardware limits. While Virtua Fighter 4 is coming to PS2, the arcade Naomi 2 hardware is mentioned as a tool with diverse uses, including simulating home consoles. Suzuki expresses his commitment to the Shenmue series, viewing it as a key project he wishes to continue. A photo shows Yu Suzuki alongside another individual, possibly discussing the game's ongoing development. A significant gameplay reveal is highlighted: the addition of a first-person subjective viewpoint mode in free battle combat. This supplements the traditional third-person perspective, and is shown with screenshots illustrating tense moments like dodging punches and landing powerful attacks. This new view aims to provide a different, more immersive experience during fights, complete with visible health gauges for Ryo and his opponent at the bottom of the screen. This page continues the deep dive into Shenmue 2, featuring more insights from creator Yu Suzuki under a playful title. He discusses the game's technical advancements, noting significantly more efficient data compression, 25% better than the previous title, allows fitting the massive world onto 4 GROMs with faster loading times. Suzuki compares the first Shenmue and Shenmue 2 to different children, highlighting how the scale has dramatically increased. With roughly 3 times the number of characters and towns, being over 10 times larger than in the first game. He also confirms that the skill inheritance system from the first game returns, allowing players to carry over learned techniques. The page then shifts to highlighting key gameplay features promising a smooth experience. Titled Verification 3, it focuses on the Magic Maze and Navi map. The Magic Maze system eliminates loading times when exploring large areas like the forest in Kailin, allowing for seamless navigation. The Navi map complements this by letting players place markers, helping them navigate the expansive world without getting lost. A check section provides a practical tip about town maps. It explains that maps must be purchased from vendors in each town, and that the map is subdivided by area, meaning you'll only see regions on your map that you've actually acquired. This encourages exploration and finding map vendors in each new locality. Screenshots illustrate the map interface and the process of obtaining maps. In a discussion about Shenmue 2, Yu Suzuki highlights new features and the capabilities of the Dreamcast. He details the seamless skill system, allowing dynamic technique swapping without disadvantage to new players. Suzuki also discusses the Magic Maze technology, which minimizes loading times for exploring large environments. He expresses admiration for the Dreamcast hardware and interest in developing for the PlayStation 2. The page also features a photo from a Game Jam event, showing fan enthusiasm. The chase system, introduced in the page, is described as a feature that aids players in navigating unfamiliar towns. Some NPCs will guide Ryo directly to his destination, while others provide only directions. This adds a layer of convenience to exploration. This page features a message from Yu Suzuki, discussing his philosophy of creating memorable games that resonate with players, much like classics such as Pac-Man and Super Mario. He acknowledges the challenges of the fast-paced, hardware-driven game industry, but emphasizes that despite the Dreamcast hardware production ending, the development team's passion remains. He expresses excitement for Shenmue 2, promising it will be another title that stays with players. The page then highlights key gameplay elements from Shenmue 2. It shows the skill system, demonstrating how players can learn and equip various martial arts techniques via scrolls. Competitive darts is also featured as a minigame. Two major sections detail core mechanics: challenging opponents in street fights, illustrating the free battle system, and QuickTime events (QTES) for dynamic actions, and intense chase sequences, specifically showing Ryo pursuing Ren, which are also heavily reliant on successful QTE inputs to navigate obstacles and continue the pursuit. The descriptions emphasize the importance of timing and input in these sequences. This page kicks off with the exciting news that Virtua Fighter 4 is moving into a new dimension. Following on from the hype surrounding Shenmue 2, AM2's next major title, Virtua Fighter 4, is undergoing a large-scale location test to reveal everything about the game. From May 12th to May 20th, players in Tokyo at the Ikebukuro Gigo Arcade can try out VF4 and experience its two major new systems firsthand. The first is the Character Data Card system, which allows you to save your fighter's progress and data onto a physical card, priced at 500 yen. Each card holds data for one character, and using it lets the game recognize your rank and potentially unlock special events as you reach higher ranks. The second system is VF.net, tentative name, a mobile network service connected to the game. By purchasing a character data card, players can access VF.net via their mobile phones. This service offers valuable features like real-time arcade status updates, access to your personal card data, match history, advice, and rankings, including consecutive wins and total wins. A comment from Kataoka-san highlights that the card isn't just currency, but functions as a key to unlock these enhanced game experiences. This location test offers a comprehensive look at these groundbreaking systems before the official release. This page dives deeper into the exciting new developments in Virtua Fighter 4, specifically showcasing new techniques for several characters that were available during the location test. First up is a Suyoi Menoko Chuji, who has seen an increase in her throw options. The text highlights her new lower throw, Shin no Kurai, noting it improves her previous weakness in this area and provides more evasive possibilities against throws. Next is Leafai, presented with a Narachagi-like technique called Tukiyaku. This powerful upward kick aims for the opponent's chin and can be integrated dynamically with Lee's stance changes, adding layers to his unpredictable fighting style. Wolf Hawkfield's new move is focused on creating advantageous situations. The low punch cut is a technique designed to counter low punches and can position Wolf behind the opponent, allowing for follow-up attacks that vary based on the initial hit. Lion Rafale gains a special combination move called Senpu Shushaku. This involves a knee, followed by a low kick. It's described as having long reach. It's useful from mid-range as a surprise attack, and can be stopped after the first hit to transition into a back-facing stance, adding variability to Lion's offense. Finally, Pai-chan is featured with a move called Ensei Kishoku, which is useful in air combos. This multi-hit attack can be delayed, and is noted for its mid-range judgment, offering versatility depending on the player's situation and timing. The page encourages players to experiment with these new techniques during the location test. This page continues the in-depth look at the Virtua Fighter 4 location test, showcasing exciting new abilities for several characters. Sarah Bryant is featured with diverse technique combinations, highlighting her ability to chain moves from her special stance, such as the spinning high side kick and the evasive crush low, providing versatile offensive and defensive options. Akira Yuki's section, titled Wide Range of Throw Derivatives, focuses on his new Jujin Honko throw and supplementary movement techniques like Shinpo and the shoulder attack Guzan-heki, which allow him to control space and set up powerful throws. Kei Gamaru gains a unique special stance, Jumanji, described as a cross-shaped guard that enables unique evasive maneuvers and counterattacks, adding to his stealthy ninja fighting style. Shundai is presented with the concept that his drunken fist incorporates 8 forms of immortals. One highlighted form, Kan Shoshi, emphasizes fluid evasion and quick strikes, allowing Shun to slip past defenses and retaliate swiftly. Lastly, Jeffrey McWild unleashes a powerful guard break technique with full body power. His new chargeable move, the Full Swing Hammer, is a devastating attack that forces opponents to evade rather than block, injecting serious pressure into his game. Overall, the page demonstrates that Virtua Fighter 4 is adding significant depth and strategic variety to the existing character roster. This page is a feature spotlight on the highly anticipated Phantasy Star Online Ver.2. The main headline heralds the approaching launch and offers a sneak peek at the demanding Ultimate Mode. The page showcases vibrant character art featuring the iconic player classes from the game, alongside several in-game screenshots. These screenshots depict high-level combat against various enemies in the new, punishing Ultimate Mode, highlighting the increased difficulty players will face in Ver.2. The accompanying text emphasizes the challenge presented by the stronger enemies, and the exploratory team's early experiences tackling this formidable new content. It's clear the magazine is building excitement for the major update, promising a significant jump in difficulty and new adventures for veteran players. A small section provides basic game data like the platform, genre, RPG, and website. This page delves further into the highly anticipated Phantasy Star Online 2, specifically focusing on the challenging Ultimate Mode. The Dorimaga exploration team takes on this new difficulty, noting that the experience feels fresh right from the city area. They venture into the forest, describing a dazzling sunset, and encountering significantly tougher enemies, including giant foes that fill the screen. The text highlights the necessity of strategic play, and the use of support techniques like Shifta and Deband. In Ultimate Mode, a key new feature, a convenient shortcut window, is introduced, allowing players quick access to items, techniques, or weapons via button presses, proving very useful in heated battles. The page also points out noticeable improvements to attack graphics and sound effects, adding to the immersive experience. Finally, the team discovers powerful high-level techniques, emphasizing their impressive power, while also noting the class restrictions on learning them. The article effectively conveys the increased difficulty, new features, and enhanced presentation that await players in Ver.2's Ultimate Mode. This article explores Phantasy Star Online Ver.2's Ultimate Mode, detailing the Forest Area 2's challenges, including new enemies like Hildelt and Talo. While Ver.2 introduces many new rare items, item storage remains limited. However, a key improvement is that disconnections no longer result in lost equipped items, or those in the bank. The team discovers a hidden snowfield accessed via a warp device, encountering the Sill Dragon, a formidable ice-breathing boss. The battle is intense, showcasing new attack patterns and a freezing touch effect. After a hard-fought victory, they complain to the governor. The article confirms that Ultimate Mode is playable offline in the retail version, unlocked by defeating Dark Faults on very hard, not by level. This leaves players wondering how far they can go in this solo mode. This page continues the Phantasy Star Online version 2 review, focusing on the punishing ultimate mode in the forest area. The exploration team highlights the extreme difficulty, especially against evolved enemies like the brutal Barumar, the swift Mariquick, and the enhanced Gaboomba, noting their varied and dangerous attack patterns make the mode incredibly challenging. They mention that players can no longer feel safe just by having an anti-poison unit equipped. The review also touches on class impressions in ultimate mode, suggesting that this mode might be the era for forces, who can now level techniques up to 30, and expresses anticipation for powerful new weapons for rangers. Given the power of the enemies, the article stresses that success in ultimate mode hinges on teamwork and strategy, with parties needing to utilize each profession's strengths effectively. The page also features a gallery showcasing fan art submissions from players, and introduces the Radgoal Research Group, a community section where players can share their findings and theories about the game. Contact information for submitting contributions is provided. This page features a special report on the upcoming Dreamcast title, Canaria, a youth romance adventure game from NEC Interchannel and Hunex. The article highlights the game's focus on capturing the daily life of high school students, featuring refined systems and charming characters intended to draw players in. Visually, the page showcases several screenshots depicting scenes from the game, including a lively girl expressing excitement, a quiet moment between two students in the rain, and domestic scenes like characters in a kitchen. The large title logo for Canaria is prominently displayed alongside phrases like daily feelings, small joys and sorrows, and writing these feelings on a song. The report emphasizes that these visuals are original to the Dreamcast version, redrawn specifically for the port from PC. It stresses that the relatability of the normal school life scenarios is a key point of appeal, allowing players to feel close to the characters and enjoy the romance drama. The article specifically calls attention to the conversations and voices as core elements that make the characters compelling, suggesting a strong focus on dialogue and voice acting. Set for an August release, with a price yet to be determined, and spanning 4 discs, Canaria appears to be shaping up as a significant adventure title for the Dreamcast library, with this preview indicating a 40% completion status. This page continues the look at the upcoming Dreamcast title, Canaria. The main title reads, "Along with the friends from the Light Music Club, carve out the beat of love," reinforcing the game's theme. It reiterates that the game is a romance adventure focusing on a protagonist who joins the Light Music Club and develops feelings for the girls there. It's highlighted as a port of a PC hit, featuring significant additions like new heroines, events, and improved scenarios, making it a must-play even for fans of the original. A major focus of the page is introducing the game's voice cast. The exciting casting has been decided section presents the voice actors for several main characters, along with their comments on their roles. We see the voice actors for characters like Ayana Saeki, Mika Katagiri, Chiaki Shinjo, Megumi Chigasaki, Eri Hasaku, and Mai Hoshino. Their comments provide insights into the characters' personalities and the enjoyable recording process. The page also introduces a character deemed the 7th heroine, Sena Yahagi, described as an intense and cynical young child who, while not a main heroine, is an important presence. Screenshots show interactions with main characters, including one where the protagonist is distressed by Sena's remarks, and another showcasing her mischievous side. These visuals, combined with the voice actor information, offer a deeper look into Canaria's characters and the game's blend of music, school life, and romance. Canaria emphasizes dialogue and character expression in its romance adventure. The game prioritizes character personality, using communication with heroines to drive the experience. Dialogue is a key element, effectively conveying individual personalities to the player through engaging conversations, showcasing the game's strength. Screenshots highlight diverse characters with varied expressions and dialogue, enhancing personality beyond static designs. Memorable phrases add to the charm of the interactions. The article also includes a staff interview. Frontwing's producer discusses the game's PC origins and transition to a consumer release with collaboration from Hunex. NEC Interchannel's producer mentions adding content and system improvements based on consumer feedback to meet user expectations. Canaria distinguishes itself from typical romance games by focusing on the horizontal relationships between characters, not just the main couple. Extensive dialogue, often comedic, builds deep connections and adds depth to the story, particularly within the Light Music Club. The Dreamcast version enhances this further, with altered scenarios, updated appearances, new events, a character location map, and a completely revamped soundtrack. An opening anime sequence was also added, which ties in with an upcoming anime adaptation. Even supporting male characters are notably well developed. The article also mentions a campaign with a chance to win a Canaria drama CD and novel. This page features a special report on Sonic Adventure 2, the highlight Dreamcast title for June. It prominently displays the game's logo, screenshots, and characters like Sonic and Dr. Eggman, celebrating Sonic's 10th anniversary. A major focus is on the new playable characters and perspectives. For the first time, Drive. Eggman is a playable character, allowing players to experience the story from the antagonist's point of view, which the article highlights as a fresh and exciting development. It details the Eggman Act weapons bed level, describing it as a military base on Prison Island, resembling an aircraft carrier, challenging players to attack it head-on. The page also hints at the dark side story path, likely related to the introduction of Shadow, the Hedgehog, and the darker narrative elements in this sequel. Additionally, there's a report on a Game Jam event in ZEP Tokyo, where attendees could play a special demo version of the game. The demo featured stages for all 6 characters, and included a 2-player mode. The event report notes that stages for Sonic and Shadow were particularly popular among players. The standard game data like release date and price are also listed. This page continues the deep dive into Sonic Adventure 2, highlighting the action-packed gameplay. The main theme is Destroy Everything You Can, showcased in stages featuring heavy weaponry and numerous targets. Players pilot mechs in these destruction-focused levels, locking onto enemies and structures to unleash missiles and clear the way. A major reveal is the boss battle against Tails, where players, as Eggman, face off against the young fox in a surprising and intense mecha fight. The article points out the unexpected nature of this showdown between rivals, with Eggman seemingly losing control of the military situation against Tails. The page also introduces the distinct gameplay styles in Sonic Adventure 2, separating characters into battle and exploration types. Sonic and Shadow are highlighted for their high-speed platforming stages, like City Escape and Radical Highway, emphasizing speed and loops. Tails and Eggman represent the battle gameplay with their mech-based stages like Prison Lane and Sand Ocean, focusing on destroying enemies. Knuckles and Rouge handle the exploration side in stages like Wild Canyon and Dry Lagoon, searching for items with unique mechanics like tricky hidden locations and underwater segments requiring careful breathing management. This split offers varied experiences across the game. This page dives into the highly anticipated Crazy Taxi 2, focusing on the brand new map called Around Apple. As the game nears its release, this preview splits the map into 3 sections, North, West, and East, and details the features of each. The North area is presented as the most straightforward part of the map, characterized by American-style brick buildings. Key landmarks within the North area include a zoo, a police station, and a massive stadium, all shown with screenshots and brief descriptions of how they impact gameplay, such as different passenger pickup spots or routing considerations. The article notes the visual style of the streets, comparing them somewhat to the original game's city layout. Basic game information, like the genre and release timing, are also included. This preview gives players a solid look at the new environment they'll be speeding through. This article details the west and east areas of the Around Apple map in Crazy Taxi 2. The west area, the game's starting point, is a dense Manhattan-esque cityscape, with skyscrapers, complex intersections, and landmarks like HMV, making it the most challenging sections. The east area, across the river, is primarily residential with lower buildings, and its many similar-looking intersections create navigation difficulties. Bridges connect the 2 areas. The article also discusses techniques like the Crazy Hop for shortcuts and obstacle navigation. It then introduces the Crazy Pyramid minigames, including Crazy Jump 2, Crazy Golf, and Crazy Hurdle, which require skillful use of techniques like Crazy Dash and Crazy Hop. These minigames are structured like a pyramid, becoming progressively harder as players advance. Success hinges on precise timing and technique. This page highlights the visual novel, Can the Smiles of Beautiful Girls Save the World?, developed by Studio Line for the Dreamcast. The prominent title poses this question, setting the theme. The page features striking artwork of 2 key characters from the game. The red-haired character is identified as Mizuki Akimura, the protagonist's childhood friend. She's described as bright and somewhat competitive, a reliable friend, but also someone hiding a deep worry. The text hints at the hope that she might one day show a pure smile. Beside her is Shimina Moriguchi, an orange-haired student who attends Hishikawa High School. She's portrayed as the group's cheerful moodmaker, popular even with the development staff. Despite not being the best at academics, her vibrant personality is emphasized, with some calling her the true heroine. Game Databox confirms it's an adventure, ADV, game by Hiromi/Studio Line, scheduled for release on July 26th, with the price yet to be determined. The page effectively introduces two main characters, and the intriguing premise of this upcoming adventure title. This page delves into the world of Keion Seibo the Virgin on Megiddo, an adventure game. Previously, the focus was on characters and game systems, but now the setting, Izanami City, is highlighted geographically. The page also features a character relationship chart, offering a macro perspective on the game's world. The text introduces the protagonist, Kenjin Randao, a high school student living at the office of Detective Kushin. Trained by Kushin, Kenjin has honed sharp insight and deduction skills. He receives a request to transfer to Sei High School in Izanami City, a next-generation experimental city built in a Somori prefecture. The request includes a condition that he can return whenever he pleases. Izanami City is described as a fusion of traditional culture and cutting-edge technology, a complex experimental city where contradictory elements mix. Recently, strange incidents have been frequent, including runaway mother computers, inexplicable fires, and even spontaneous human combustion. The page poses the question of what secrets are hidden within this city. A large character relationship diagram is presented, illustrating the intricate connections between the game's cast. Characters are grouped into Old Citizen Group, Sign High School, and Holy Shroud Church. Arrows indicate various relationships, such as hostile, classmate, investigation request, teacher-student, childhood friend, parent-child, bodyguard, guarantor, and admiration. The fact that Kenjin receives investigation requests from multiple characters is noted as interesting. This page sets the stage for a mystery adventure centered around the protagonist's investigations in a city plagued by strange events and complex human relationships. This page provides a detailed map and guide to Izanami City, the setting for Keion Seibo the Virgin on Megiddo. As discussed previously, the city is a unique blend of traditional and modern elements, divided into an old city and a new city area. The page features an overhead map showing the layout of Izanami City and highlights 4 key locations. First, the Old City shopping street is depicted, described as having a quaint atmosphere with traditional craft shops, and includes artwork of a character, Kitagawa Manase. Next is the Karyuan main residence, a large estate in the Old City known for its extensive grounds and garden, shown alongside illustrations of what appears to be the family head and a younger girl. The Izanami Local History Museum is introduced as the sole cultural spot in the Old City, focusing on local archaeological findings. Its curator, Mayukin Shiru, is pictured and noted for his unconventional approach to investigating the city's mysteries, with a game screenshot showing an indoor scene. Finally, Canopy Pond, separating the city areas, is featured with its significant shrine complex on an island, illustrated with a character likely the reporter from the game, and a screenshot near a torii gate. This guide effectively visualizes the diverse locations where the game's events and investigations unfold. The text explores the new city district of Izanami City, a modern area in the game Keion Seibo the Virgin on Megiddo. Key locations introduced include the Izanami Private Sei Academy High School, a diverse school integrating old and new city students. Izanami City Central Station, a crucial transportation hub connecting to Mitsusawa, and Central Street, a modern shopping district, are also highlighted. The Earth Information Management Center, housing the city's central computer, and the High Energy Technology Comprehensive Development Research Institute, focusing on fusion energy research, further emphasize the city's technological advancement. These locations, presented with character screenshots, showcase the new city as a key element of the game's setting, emphasizing its technological and planned urban design. This page features the game Air. The main visual is a large illustration of a girl holding a sunflower, alongside smaller images of other characters. The text introduces the game's premise, describing a traveling young man who uses dolls for performance and whose journey leads him to a rural town where he meets 3 girls, beginning the story. It mentions that characters the protagonist encounters are now decided with their voice cast. A section highlights the character Yukito Kunisaki, voiced by Hikaru Midorikawa. A small box provides game data, indicating it's an adventure game, published by NEC Interchannel, with release date and price still undecided. A website URL for Key's official homepage is also listed. This page continues the focus on the visual novel Air. The main image features two prominent female characters from the game, framed by large, glowing soap bubbles against a bright sky, capturing a vibrant scene. Smaller images show other moments, including characters interacting. The text delves into two key characters. First, Haruko Kamio is introduced, described as a beautiful and ethereal girl with deep eyes and a warm, almost maternal quality. Her unique nature is highlighted, including her memorable, quirky greeting, Ohakon Banchiha. She's seen as someone trying to fit in, but with a slightly awkward charm. The page also introduces Michiru, described as Haruko's best friend. Michiru is deeply fond of Haruko and often seen in town. While her true nature is unknown, she's noted for constantly bickering with the protagonist, Yukito Kunisaki, though Haruko believes Michiru secretly cares for him. Michiru's voice actor, the well-known Yukari Tamura, is also listed. A short section discusses the famous duo of Haruko and Michiru, noting their close bond, despite often clashing with Yukito. The character descriptions provide insight into their personalities and relationships within the game's world. This page continues showcasing the characters from the visual novel Air. The prominent illustration features Kano Kirishima, one of the game's heroines, posing against a bright sky, with the memorable quote, "Have you ever thought, what if I could use magic?" The page also introduces Kano's older sister, Hijiri Kirishima, a doctor. Character descriptions detail Kano's love for animals, and hint at events involving a mysterious dog and a stolen doll. It also highlights the strong sisterly bond between Kano and the seemingly cool but deeply protective Hijiri. Illustrations show Kano in different scenes, including in water and with a plush toy, while Hijiri is depicted in her doctor's coat. Voice actors for both characters are listed. This page continues our look into the characters of the visual novel Air. We're introduced to Misuzu Kamio, one of the main heroines, and her mother, Haruko Kamio. Misuzu is portrayed as a unique girl, perhaps not academically inclined, who has a deep fascination with the endless summer sky. The page features several illustrations of Misuzu, including her in a school uniform and a casual dress. Her mother, Haruko, is described as someone whose job keeps her busy, limiting the time she can spend with Misuzu. She has a fondness for alcohol, which can sometimes lead to troublesome situations, but she's also noted for being straightforward when sober. A poignant quote from Misuzu is featured, suggesting a feeling of another self being present. A short story describes how Haruko, recognizing Misuzu's loneliness due to her work schedule, specifically asked the protagonist, the traveler, to become Misuzu's friend, fulfilling a desire Haruko had for her daughter. Voice actors for both characters are also listed on the page. This page dives into a special report on Memories of Second, the next entry in the beloved visual novel series coming to the Dreamcast. Announced as a direct result of fan feedback and surveys, this title is highlighted as an original Dreamcast release from developer Kid. It's a romance-adventure game, set to release sometime in 2001. The report introduces two key characters. First is Hotaru Shirakawa, a 17-year-old student who seems sweet and a bit naive, with a passion for playing the piano, especially Chopin. She's described in relation to the protagonist, Kenichi. We also meet Tomoe Tobise, also 17, a bright and active student known for her expressive personality and stage presence. She attends a different school, but is friends with Hotaru and Kenichi. Character profiles give basic stats and personality details, offering a first look at these heroines. A short prologue snippet is included, detailing the initial meeting between Kenichi and Hotaru stemming from a lost cell phone in December, leading to them starting to date by Christmas Eve. The page also mentions an event, where the official title and voice cast were revealed, directing readers to the official website for more info. Illustrations of the characters, and a small environmental screenshot, round out this early look at Memories of Second. This page continues the preview of Memories of Second, first detailing the game's setting in the town of Sakuramine, which is adjacent to the previous game's location. Described as being near the sea with a private railway, it retains an old-fashioned charm despite having a shopping street. The school featured is Hamasaki Gakuen High School, a private institution known for its laid-back atmosphere, built on rolling hills. The main focus then shifts to introducing more heroines who will appear in the game. We meet Shirakawa Shizuru, Hotaru's 21-year-old older sister, portrayed as a kind older sister type who enjoys cooking. Next is Suma Nami, an energetic 17-year-old schoolmate who is always willing to help. We're also introduced to Suzuna Takano, another 17-year-old classmate who is cool towards guys but popular with younger girls, listing reading and collecting minerals as hobbies. Finally, there's Minami Tsubame, a 22-year-old part-time instructor who moves into the dorm next to the protagonist. She seems calm, but can be unpredictable and bold. The page concludes by touching upon other characters, notably confirming the return of Sho Nakabayashi, the protagonist's best friend from the original Memories Off, illustrated with a screenshot from the first game. Character sketches showing different angles and environmental art of the key locations are also included, giving players a deeper look into the world and cast of the upcoming title. This page previews the upcoming Dreamcast title Run equals Dim as Black Soul from Idea Factory, marking their first foray onto the DC platform. Known for delivering quality titles, Idea Factory presents this game described as a simulation, SLG. The page features striking artwork depicting two main female characters against a futuristic, industrial backdrop, alongside the tagline, "In a moment of ceasefire, the warriors forget the fight." The preview promises to introduce 5 newly revealed characters and delve into the overall game flow. The game is noted to be 70% complete and was scheduled for an August release. In the near future of 20XX, giant corporations control the world, utilizing large robot weapons, RB, in conflicts. Yutaka seeks revenge for his family's murder at the hands of his brother, who was manipulated by the corporation Undine. He joins an RB unit and is introduced to his team. Chris equals Ende, a talented but headstrong pilot. Run equals Poron, a skilled and stoic pilot. Francois equals Ravel, a gossipy but insightful strategist. James equals Joyce, a womanizer who views war as a game. And Kriya equals King, a teenage engineering prodigy. The story explores the dynamics of this diverse team and hints at deeper themes concerning the nature of war and personal motivations. This page dives into the core gameplay loop of 100 Swords, outlining the flow from taking on missions to executing them. The system is based around completing various requests or missions. The cycle involves accepting a mission, preparing your RB, entering combat, earning rewards, upgrading your mech or equipment, and then moving on to the next request. Missions aren't static. Their content, including difficulty, objectives like transport or destruction, terrain and hazards, is dynamically generated, keeping the game feeling fresh and unpredictable. The process starts with selecting a mission from those offered by Joseph, choosing based on your capabilities. Next, you pick the most suitable RB from your hangar. Funds gained from clearing missions allow you to acquire new mechs and enhance existing ones with new weapons and modifications, letting you customize your RBBS to your liking. The combat phase is tactical, requiring you to consider mission objectives and the environment to devise the most effective strategy. Successfully completing the mission leads to rewards, feeding back into the upgrade loop. The page also features profiles for 2 key characters. Yutaka equals Osaki, a skilled RB player driven by a cold determination for revenge after the murder of his family and lover. And Hiroko equals Ford, a less confident fighter who became an RB player to protect others. Their differing motivations often put them at odds. Screenshots illustrate the mission selection, RB customization, and combat phases of this tactical RB simulation game. 100 Swords features a sophisticated battle system centered around the Morita Shiko AE, creating challenging and strategic combat on a hexagonal grid. The game emphasizes a smooth battle tempo with cinematic sequences and seamless transitions. Yosef equals Hellshork, a mysterious fixer, handles mission requests. Yutaka controls his RB, a reactive machine of brainwaves, implying a direct neural link. The page also discusses the 100 Swords anime adaptation, a 3D CG production that precedes the game's timeline. This adaptation focuses on battles between RB units from rival corporations, featuring characters like Morita Kazuya, Asokana, and others. Broadcast information for the anime is also provided. This page delves into the upcoming 5th volume of the episodic RPG series, Eldorado Gate, highlighting how the story is building towards its climax. It features a detailed look at the opening movie for Volume 5, which brings together characters from previous volumes and hints at the converging narrative threads. The page introduces the main characters for this volume, including Sophie, Lade, and the enigmatic Bad. It also revisits key scenes from past members' memories, and draws attention to the potential awakening of Kobud, a significant character. Eldorado Gate is presented as a multi-volume RPG, with this being the 5th of 7 planned volumes, each released separately. Some basic game data is also provided, confirming its RPG genre and pricing. This page focuses on Chapter 12 of Eldorado Gate Volume 5, titled Monster Hunter Sophie. It details Sophie's challenging journey, which involves a bar scuffle, leading to her imprisonment. The chapter follows her attempt to escape prison, with the help of an ally, and her subsequent search for someone in the money-obsessed town of Radona. Along the way, she encounters a mysterious broker and another monster hunter. The narrative suggests Sophie faces a seemingly impossible prison break and difficult circumstances in Radona. A major highlight is the explanation of Sophie's unique ability as a monster hunter, capturing and controlling monsters. This ability involves 3 key actions: catch, used to weaken monsters for capture; set release, which allows captured monsters to fight alongside her or be summoned dismissed; and monster shot, a powerful attack where a captured monster is essentially used as ammunition. The page emphasizes that mastering these monster-controlling abilities is crucial for succeeding in Chapter 12, showcasing screenshots of these actions in battle. This page covers Episode 13 of Eldorado Gate Volume 5, titled Town of Ghosts. Following the events of the previous chapter, the search for Bud, who is grieving his sister Liza and seemingly lost his mind, leads the party to Tanas. This small village is described as a place where the souls of the dead gather, and Bud is found here standing motionless, apparently drawn by Liza's soul. To understand Bud's condition, they seek out the medium Katorian, who confirms that Liza's soul is indeed the reason Bud is there. She directs the party towards the Grim Reaper, whose location is key to the mystery. The situation quickly escalates with the appearance of the Grim Reaper and the alarming prospect of the town of ghosts overflowing, potentially unleashing the dead upon the world. Sidebars highlight related events. Gomez's involvement in the Bud search is touched upon, suggesting a fated connection, possibly tied to a meteorite impact and, less dramatically, the loss of his precious sake. The page also introduces Rador and his Devil Gang, a group claiming to protect Tanas, setting the stage for their role in the upcoming Episode 14. Screenshots showcase the eerie town, the unresponsive Bud, the imposing Grim Reaper, the medium Katorian, and key battle scenes. This page covers Episode 14 of Eldorado Gate Volume 5, dramatically titled Floating Continent Gamrandal. The focus shifts to the hot-blooded youth Rador, introduced in the previous episode. Gomez is sent by Pantros to find Rador, leading to a volatile first encounter in Tanas, where Gomez's usual bluntness quickly puts them at odds. Their heated argument is interrupted by a sudden, devastating attack from the sky. The floating continent Gamrandal, controlled by sky pirates, bombards Tanas with cannon fire powered by magic stones, causing widespread chaos. Rador immediately takes it upon himself to pursue the sky pirates, venturing to Gamrandal to reclaim the stones and challenge their leader. Adding a surprising twist, Bud, who was left in a seemingly unresponsive state, reappears during the confrontation between Gomez and Rador and intervenes, siding with Rador. This unexpected and purposeful action from Bud raises questions about his true condition. The episode culminates in Rador facing the Sky Pirate boss. In a remarkable turn of events after defeating the boss, Rador is inexplicably installed as the new leader by the Sky Pirates themselves, becoming the Great Sky Pirate, and already planning his next move against a wealthy merchant. The page features screenshots illustrating the clash between Gomez and Rador, the Gamrandal attack, Bud's intervention, the boss battle, and Rador's new, unexpected position of power. This page dives into Eldorado Gate, serving as a fan page for Volume 24. It starts by announcing the renewal of Dreamcast Magazine and another publication, highlighting Eldorado Gate's ongoing release schedule, with several volumes already available and more planned. A special section, Another Eldorado Gate, features a staff voice discussing the game's development history, revealing it was initially planned for the Sega Saturn before shifting to Dreamcast and undergoing significant changes. The official website is also mentioned for checking out details. The Talk of the Feast invites readers to share their thoughts and feelings about the world and characters of Eldorado Gate, offering a space for fan interaction and discussion. The Gabcom Art Library is presented as a renewed section dedicated to showcasing fan-submitted illustrations, encouraging players to send in their artwork for a chance to be featured and receive in-game currency. Examples of submitted character art are displayed. Finally, the page provides a glimpse into Volume 5, focusing on the Radna region. It highlights this area's dual nature, with a Western-style town and mysterious aspects related to magic stones, which appear differently here than before. Screenshots show the Radna region, including the Giva Desert and Radna Mine, Episode 12 locations, mentioning features like rare monsters and the significance of the mines. This page is from Weekly The Play Magazine, Volume 244 from May 25, 2001. This publication serves as a guide covering both new releases and strategy content across multiple gaming platforms. It encourages readers to finish any games left incomplete after Golden Week, using its detailed guides. Key features highlighted include a significant strategy special for Gran Turismo 3 aspect, promising extensive coverage. There's also a section offering quick game tips and answering basic questions about gaming, titled Game Talk in 3 Minutes. Another interesting article delves into how to alleviate gaming fatigue and stay healthy while playing, a must-read for dedicated gamers. The magazine covers a variety of titles, including Armored Core 2, Another Age, Klonoa 2, Lunatea's Veil, Terror Ring Saga, Super Robot Wars, Alpha Gaiden, Monster Rancher, and Tokyo Stream Racer Zero, among others. The page also prominently features the first volume of the strategy guide for the Dreamcast title, Sakura Wars 3, Is Paris Burning?, noting a special mini-poster bonus for online purchases. Additionally, it presents a lineup of SoftBank publishing strategy guides available for purchase, covering games on various platforms, including Dreamcast titles such as Illbleed, Canvas Sepia-Colored Motif, Angel Present, Harusumi Yubi, Favorite Deer, and the Sakura Wars 3 guide itself. This page features a comic strip titled Utsukiberu's Digital Analog Channel, celebrating the magazine's renewal and name change. The strip highlights the transition from Dreamcast Magazine to the abbreviated Dorimaga, starting with this issue. The characters discuss the abbreviation, with one expressing strong enthusiasm for the new Dorimaga heart name. Another character comically suggests an absurd abbreviation for the comic strip's own title, comparing it to a sewer boss character name. The authors, a friendly duo called Uzu and Maki-chan, an artist and a witch, and their editor, Kuduri-san, are introduced at the bottom of the page. This page features a column by Fumio Kurokawa titled Still Black, or celebrating the magazine's renewal and name change to Dorimaga. Kurokawa reflects on his lengthy relationship with the magazine and Sega, dating back to his early days in the industry working on the Mega Drive port of Virtua Racing. He discusses the magazine's evolution through the Saturn era, Saturn magazine, to the Dreamcast, acknowledging the challenges Sega faced and the eventual end of their console hardware business. Despite these changes, he expresses his determination to continue writing his column. The bottom section provides a quick rundown of game industry news headlines. Key points include Sony's game division reporting a financial loss, Mind Software initiating a lawsuit concerning the distribution of their game engine, Disney facing financial difficulties, and an update for Phantasy Star Online. Woover, 2, addressing the use of illegal items. This page features the launch of new sections in the magazine, maintaining the familiar energetic tone. A reader feedback column is highlighted, showing illustrations of mascot-like characters such as Dorines, who looks like a punkish badger, and other characters like a robot named Tomi and a girl named Karen. Readers comment on the magazine's renewal, joke about rival publications like Famitsu, and mention games like Candy Stripe. One comment humorously asks about the magazine's mascot Dorines being put out for disposal, while another mentions winning the lottery and pondering how to spend it. The lower section is the 55th installment of the Sotokonda Game Anthology column, which focuses on the newly launched Xbox console. The author, a shop clerk from Akihabara, provides an analysis of what Xbox needs to succeed, drawing parallels to the challenges faced by the Dreamcast. He notes that the Xbox's hardware is impressive, similar to a PC, with features like DirectX, a powerful processor, and a hard drive, comparable in some ways to the Dreamcast's architecture but significantly upgraded. However, he argues that powerful hardware isn't enough. Microsoft needs compelling characters like Nintendo's Mario, Sony's Toro, or Sega's own Seaman to drive sales and overcome the high hardware costs that ultimately plagued the Dreamcast. He suggests that initial sales might be strong among hardcore fans, but the real challenge will be sustained success thereafter. The next page continues with the renewed reader feedback section, kicking off with comments on the magazine's subtle changes and diving into discussions about recent gaming experiences. Readers weigh in on titles like the epic open-world adventure Shenmue, wondering if its ambition points towards a sequel focusing on the protagonist's personal aspirations. The rhythm and dance sensation Space Channel 5 also gets a shout-out, highlighting its unique style. There's even talk of Jet Set Radio, praised for its vibrant world and soundtrack, suggesting the latest installment feels like a grand finale to the series. The replies from the editorial staff reflect the magazine's energetic tone, acknowledging the reader input and adding their own insights into the games and the feedback process. Below the reader section is the Cinemer's Movie Review Corner. This section reviews recent film releases. Drift, a Chinese action film directed by Tsui Hark, is featured, described as a high-octane action piece with a dramatic story centering on bodyguards and assassins. Also reviewed is Gunshy, starring Sandra Bullock and Liam Neeson, a romantic yet bizarre drama about a drug enforcement agent whose failed sting operation leads to unexpected consequences. The page also includes a ranking of popular movies, listing the top films the magazine recommends to its readers. This page features the Dorimaga Artists section, showcasing fan artwork submitted by readers from across Japan. You'll see a variety of creative pieces, including characters from popular Dreamcast titles. There's a striking illustration of Lobelia Carlini from Sakura Wars 3, a vibrant depiction of Erica Fontaine also from Sakura Wars 3 alongside a character playing chess, and detailed art of Helena Douglas and Ayan from Dead or Alive 2. There are also original characters and humorous sketches, all accompanied by the artist's locations and brief comments. Below the artwork, the Book Masi segment reviews recommended books, focusing on titles related to the internet, a hot topic at the time. One featured book is Lawrence Lessig's renowned Code, discussed as a crucial read that questions the control and freedom of cyberspace. Another book, Reading the Future of It 365 Plus Alpha, is noted for having some useful tips despite a potentially dated title. Finally, Exhilarating GameSite Reader is highlighted as a guide exploring the interconnected world of internet and games, covering everything from strategy sites and online communities to game auctions. The segment suggests checking out these resources to stay connected to the evolving online landscape. This page continues the Dorimaga Artists section, showcasing more fan-submitted artwork. Featured illustrations include a dynamic piece of a Kubu mech from Sakura Wars, a character inspired by Crazy Taxi 2, and detailed art from Phantasy Star Online. There's also vibrant pixel art, a charming drawing of bird-like creatures, and anime-style characters, including one that appears to reference Sakura Wars with an SGG logo. The artist's comments praise the quality of the submissions, express personal connection to the characters or themes, and note the skill and passion evident in the work. Below the fan art, the page features a multi-part section titled Everything is Premonition Syndrome. This segment includes personal reflections and writings, such as a tribute or reflection on someone named Joey, discussions on interpreting dreams, and descriptions of a character or persona called Chapo. It touches on introspective themes and personal experiences rather than specific game content, though it briefly mentions a giant robot and a Sega Prize website URL. This section seems to offer a more personal glimpse into the thoughts and perspectives of the magazine's contributors or artists. This page features the Dorimanga section, a collection of short comics contributed by readers or staff, often reflecting on recent gaming news and pop culture. The comics touch on various topics, from the rivalry between Sega and the newly released PlayStation 2 hardware, referencing classic Sega titles like Gundam 0083 and the potential for Sega's comeback, to humorous observations about character designs and game events. You'll see references to characters resembling those from popular series such as Dead or Alive 3, Virtua Fighter 4, Mortal Kombat's Sub-Zero and Scorpion, and even characters reminiscent of the Sonic universe in a strip titled A Tale of the Tales. There are also recurring jokes, like those involving characters wearing glasses. This section offers a fun, informal look at what's on the minds of the magazine's community and staff, blending gaming commentary with personal humor and art. Below the comics is the CD Release Guide, highlighting new music releases. This section provides details on singles and albums, featuring artists like Ryuichi Kawamura, Soft Machines, and others, including artists whose songs may have appeared in games or anime. It serves as a quick guide for readers interested in the latest music available that week. This page dives back into the reader-submitted content and features sections. Up top, this week also Deep Fried offers short, punchy comments, like one praising a pristine Dreamcast, 2P controller, or another musing on declaring, "Love is a game." Below, the magazine outlines how readers can get involved with "Check the rules of each corner" and "Submission rules." This covers the guidelines for submitting content to various sections, emphasizing the use of postcards for text submissions, and noting requirements for illustrations and email submissions, including essential personal details. The True Dorimaga Liberation Zone Declaration continues the fun, often quirky comic strips. This installment features art that looks like characters from fighting games, with panels reminiscent of Virtua Fighter or even Soul Calibur, showcasing various character archetypes and humorous scenarios based on gaming tropes. Finally, Today's Wind, Tomorrow's Wind. Volume .21 is a featured column featuring Tomoe Sakurai. Her profile is shown alongside a personal essay or interview piece, where she discusses her methods for stress relief, which, in this entry, involves the act of shopping for clothing. It's a more lifestyle-oriented piece, mixed in with the gaming content. This page opens with a humorous column called Fake Tommy's Live-Action Sega, which jokes about Sega titles like Sega and mentions the Mega Drive, even featuring a drawing of the console. Moving down, the Manga Dojo showcases reader-submitted comics, announcing the winners of the latest battle between two contributors from Tokyo and Okayama. Guidelines for submitting to future manga contests are also included. The bottom section is the Dorimaga Garden, a reader's corner where contributors share their thoughts and experiences. The theme this week is Games I'm Currently Playing, with readers highlighting popular titles like Sakura Wars 3 and Phantasy Star Online. The section features various illustrations from readers and includes comments from magazine staff. Finally, the Mega Follows Me column asks readers to submit ideas about current trends they want to share, with illustrations welcome. This page features several reader-focused columns and Q&A sections. Up top, there's a humorous chat between Taichu and Hachi, referencing the magazine itself and some older Sega hardware like the Saturn and a Sega peripheral called the Yusen. A reader question is highlighted, asking about the inability to produce new Saturn software. Below this, the main Dorimaga style question box, revised by Yo, focuses on illustration techniques. This installment, titled Screen Tone and Copic Part 1, sees Yo answering reader questions about using screen tones and Copic markers in drawing. An illustration accompanies this section, demonstrating the topic. Other columns include Leave It to Haggy, with Capcom's PR team member discussing Dreamcast and Saturn games, Buy-Ins.net Go, seeking suggestions for online Dreamcast games, and Game Impartial Staring Contest, which features humorous game-related ideas from readers via postcards. There are also sections for identifying unknown games based on reader descriptions and creatively fusing game titles together for fun. Finally, a new corner called Like Segakara is introduced, dedicated to the Dreamcast karaoke peripheral. It invites readers to submit song requests for potential inclusion in future updates. The next page delivers a healthy dose of new anime information. Featured prominently is the upcoming OVA series, ROD, Read or Die, which expands upon the popular comic and novel series. Set for release on May 23rd, across 3 volumes on VC and DVD, this story centers on Yomiko Reedman, a British Library Special Operations agent codenamed The Paper. Despite her appearance, she's a powerful bibliomaniac, capable of manipulating paper itself. The plot follows her mission to retrieve a stolen rare book, pitting her against a mysterious enemy. The page also introduces her colleague, Miss Deep, who can phase through solid matter. For fans wanting more, details on the comic and novel versions of Read or Die are also included. Beyond that, the page highlights other anime airing on CS/CATV channels, such as the 3DCG space adventure, A.Lice, and the action series, Figure 17 Tsubasa and Hikaru. This page moves from CS/CATV anime broadcasts to home video and music releases, showcasing a variety of popular anime available on VC and DVD. Headlining the releases is the Japanese dub of the live-action and CG hybrid Grissavior, based on the iconic Gundam universe. Other featured TV anime series receiving home video releases include the popular romantic comedy Love Hina, the sci-fi adventure Brigadoon, Marin to Melon, the magical girl series Ojamajo Doremi Hash, the second Digimon Adventure series, O2, and the classic space opera Macross 7. The long-running mystery series, the Kindaichi Case Files, also gets a mention for its rental release. For OVA fans, the page highlights the Fuma no Kojiro series. Beyond video, there are sections for new CD releases, specifically the original soundtracks for the highly anticipated film Metropolis, and the mecha anime Muteki OU Trizanon. Finally, there's an information section detailing a contest to win clear files related to the anime pre-tier. This page features episode 116 of the Something Yoshimatsu Theater comic strip. This long-running series by Samushingu Yoshimatsu often offers humorous commentary on real-world events and the video game industry. The comic touches on topics like the wrestling world's major acquisition of WCW by WWF and uses it as a metaphor for the current landscape, before introducing characters who appear to personify different gaming platforms, notably the PlayStation 2, highlighting the competitive environment Dreamcast was facing. The text below the comic confirms the artist and mentions the comic is also serialized in Weekly Playboy magazine under the title 1001 Game Nights within their game information section. It's a fun, meta look at the world surrounding games. This page features two comic strips from the Comic Wonderland section. The first comic, by Yasuyuki Tokumitsu, humorously references the Dreamcast title Sakura Wars 3, Is Paris Burning? It specifically mentions using the game's ARMS system, which was the active and reactive masking system, a key gameplay mechanic. The characters discuss finding it interesting and request something related to it. The second comic, by Aya Kadoi, offers social commentary, much like the comic on the previous page. It opens with a panel referencing a news report about the Japanese government expressing regret to America over a ruling, suggesting commentary on real-world political events. The character then reacts to a news report about a primary color police officer and covers their ears while hearing the term moho, which leads to a surreal punchline about hair follicles. This strip seems to be a humorous take on reacting to annoying or strange news reports. Below the comics are brief profiles of the artists, listing some of their previous works, including game-related projects like Sakura Wars for Tokumitsu and Kakusei and Refrain Blue for Kadoi. This page features an interview with actress Maeda Ayaka, titled Radical Communicator. She is starring as Usagi, Rabbit, in a new production. The piece highlights her work and growing prominence. It mentions her screen debut in Simple Life Syndrome and her new film, Angels Play with Fire, which is set to be released on June 2nd. The director of this film is Hiroaki Jin, known for his work on the motion capture in the Dreamcast classic, Shenmue. Maeda discusses her experience filming Angels Play with Fire, noting her excitement and uncertainty about the final look of the film, which incorporates chroma key effects. She also reflects on personal experiences, including living in Kobe during the Great Hanshin earthquake and another past incident, connecting these experiences to the themes in her new role. The article includes a brief bio stating she was born in Hyogo Prefecture in 1983 and was a model for the magazine Nicola before her acting career. This page features comprehensive strategy guides for two major fighting and wrestling titles. The top section details the Ultimate Fighting Championship Perfect Guide, available for both Dreamcast and PlayStation. This guide promises complete strategies for every fighter, covering both stand-up and ground techniques, and includes detailed move lists and fighter data. It also dives into the game's systems, covers the Edit Fighter mode thoroughly, and reveals how to unlock secret characters. It's a substantial book at 176 pages. Below that, there's a guide for the legendary wrestling simulator, Fire Pro Wrestling D the Complete. This guide aims to unlock everything, featuring all appearing wrestlers, complete move lists, various datas, and even hidden parts. The text emphasizes a thorough analysis of all 220 wrestlers, dedicating one page per wrestler for in-depth detail. It also covers the Deep Edit mode and provides essential data for advanced players, including a special detachable appendix with an operation list and edit notes. This guide is even more extensive at 384 pages, ensuring nothing is held back for fans aiming for victory. This page is a reader survey postcard from the magazine, designed to gather feedback from the audience. It provides detailed instructions on how to fill out the postcard, including where to write personal information, comments about the magazine, and even list games they'd like to see ported to mobile devices. The core of the page is the answer section for various questions. These questions cover basic demographics like gender, age, and occupation, as well as reading habits, asking which other magazines they subscribe to or read frequently. The survey also asks for opinions on the current issue's cover and which articles the reader found most interesting, referencing a provided list of articles. Crucially for gamers, the survey includes questions about their gaming habits, asking how many Dreamcast software titles they currently own. It also probes future purchase plans, providing extensive lists of available hardware, ranging from consoles like Dreamcast, PlayStation, and Xbox, to portable systems and even PEC, and a massive list of Dreamcast software titles. Readers are asked to select from these lists the hardware and games they plan to purchase. This type of survey was vital for magazines to understand their readership and the gaming market at the time. This page presents a new bi-weekly column in Dorimaga magazine by manga artist Izumi Takemoto, titled Iroiro de Sukusuku. This installment is marked as number 0 and is presented in a vibrant color manga format, which the column notes is a rare and fan-anticipated event. The focus of this first column is a Dorimaga special, kicking off with the main character dressed in a costume referencing the popular Dreamcast puzzle game, Mr. Driller. The text playfully suggests the magazine's name, Dorimaga, might be short for Drill Magazine, tying into the character's attire. The column touches on the artist's return to color manga in magazines, and humorously reflects on past instances and the seemingly nonsensical title of the column itself. The artist, Izumi Takemoto, is credited at the bottom, along with a small, whimsical note about laughing pencils. The page ends by previewing the next column, also titled Dorimaga Special. This advertisement promotes 2 comprehensive guidebooks for Phantasy Star Online. The Phantasy Star Online Perfect Guide is described as the ultimate resource, featuring complete strategies, area walkthroughs, quest guides, item lists, and a developer interview. It is a 272-page, full-color book priced at 1,800 yen, plus tax. The Phantasy Star Online Navigation Guide focuses on the initial stages of the game, covering character creation, offline/online play techniques, game flow, character development, and data on weapons, items, and enemies. This 112-page, full-color guide costs 1,200 yen, plus tax.
Both books, published by SoftBank Publishing, are a 5 size and include ISBNs. Website and contact information are also provided for purchase and support.
This page delves into the state and future of home console online gaming following the discontinuation of the Dreamcast. It opens by highlighting the paradox of Phantasy Star Online winning the prestigious Japan Game Awards, even as the Dreamcast itself was no longer in production. The magazine suggests that online gameplay feels like the next big step for gaming, but the absence of the Dreamcast, which uniquely featured built-in network capability, leaves the industry's direction uncertain. The article then examines the current network features of competing consoles. The PlayStation 2 requires an external modem, which is relatively expensive and doesn't support broadband, depending heavily on software integration for online play. The Nintendo GameCube has provisions for network connectivity through peripheral adapters, both dial-up and broadband, but these are not standard equipment. The Xbox is noted for its focus on ad-strawl broadband connectivity, also via an external connection, enabling always-on access. Portable devices like the WonderSwan offer some network features like email and downloads via peripherals, while the Game Boy Advance supports local multiplayer linking. Mobile phones are mentioned for simple game and app usage. The overall sentiment appears to be that while other consoles are exploring online features, they currently lag behind the Dreamcast's integrated approach, leaving the future of home console online gaming in Japan somewhat up in the air. This page features an insightful interview with Yuji Naka, the head of Sonic Team, discussing the critically acclaimed Phantasy Star Online and the future of online gaming after the discontinuation of the Dreamcast. Naka reflects on Sepso winning the Japan Game Award despite the console's fate, expressing his belief that online gaming represents a crucial future direction for the industry, and that Sepso has already inspired many developers. He emphasizes that network features are a valuable tool, not a replacement for traditional game design. The interview previews Phantasy Star Online Ver.2 for the Dreamcast, highlighting that the update adds significant new content and features to improve the experience, including new difficulty levels, more items, and enhanced cooperative play. Naka also mentions the addition of exciting new modes, like player versus player battle mode, and fun activities like lobby soccer. He confirms that multi-platform releases, potentially on PlayStation 2 and PC, are being seriously considered, which would allow SAPSO to reach a wider audience despite the end of Dreamcast production. Naka concludes by thanking the dedicated player base and inviting everyone to try PISO, calling it a groundbreaking 21st-century RPG. The page also features screenshots showcasing the new content, such as the challenging ultimate difficulty and the new battle mode. This page features an interview with Toru Ohara from Overworks, discussing the state of network gaming on the Dreamcast following its discontinuation. Ohara, who worked on the early online game Atsumare Guru Guru Onsen, states confidently that he doesn't believe online gaming is dead despite the end of Dreamcast production. He views network gaming as a new and fun environment. Atsumare Guru Guru Onsen, released in fall 1999, is highlighted as a pioneering network game that offers accessible online play with classic Japanese board games like mahjong and shogi, plus communication features. The page notes that it has maintained an active player base over a year and a half after release, emphasizing its welcoming atmosphere. Screenshots show the game lobby, character creation, and online matches. Ohara confirms a sequel, Guru Guru Onsen 2, Kari, is in development and believes network gaming has a promising future, with technical possibilities for connecting across platforms. This page shifts the focus to the PlayStation 2 and its network gaming capabilities, asking, what happens to home console network games now that the DC is gone? It features an interview with Toshifumi Nabeshima from Software, discussing the state of network gaming on the PS2. Nabeshima explains that network gaming on the PS2 is indeed happening. He notes that while the Dreamcast's production has stopped, the industry is exploring how to enjoy network games on other platforms, primarily the PS2. A key topic is the network combat implemented in Armored Core 2, Another Age. Instead of a traditional server-based system, the game uses a peer-to-peer, or piling, system, where users connect directly via phone lines for battles. Nabeshima touches upon the advantages and disadvantages of this serverless approach. The page also includes a section asking if the network know-how from FrameGride, a previous From Software network game on the Dreamcast that used Dwango's service, is still relevant. Details about Armored Core 2, Another Age highlight its features, such as customizable mechs, a large number of missions, including 100 single-player missions, and the network versus missions enabled by the modem. Screenshots show the game's interface, action, and the setup screen for network battles, illustrating the options available to players. The text notes that while modem adoption might be low, those who experience the direct battles find them compelling. This page continues the discussion on network gaming, featuring an interview with Yusuke Ibata from Software. Building on the previous page's focus on Armored Core 2, Another Age, Ibata elaborates on the challenges and potential of bringing network play to consoles, calling Armored Core 2, Another Age a crucial first step. He acknowledges the technical hurdles, particularly regarding network speed, and the burden of transferring video data during communication, but expresses excitement about the prospect of playing against distant opponents. The interview reinforces that From Software sees network gaming as the future. The page also looks at the broader PS2 network landscape. It discusses the availability and performance of PS2 modems, mentioning speeds comparable to the Dreamcast's overseas modem. Questions are raised about the network capabilities of major upcoming or recent titles like Final Fantasy X and Gran Turismo 3, highlighting the industry's shift towards integrating online features into big-name franchises. The overall sentiment is that the era of network gaming for home consoles is inevitable and rapidly approaching, despite the initial technical challenges and the need for better infrastructure. The success of titles like Phantasy Star Online is cited as proof that players are ready for online experiences. This page features a look at the highly anticipated Sakura Wars 3 on Dreamcast. Titled, To the City of Flowers Montmartre, it announces the arrival of the Imperial Combat Review's Flower Division in Paris. The feature explores the premise of the game, with familiar faces Sakura, Sumire, and Iris traveling to Paris. Is their visit purely for sightseeing, or is there more to it? The article hints at two intertwined stories. highlighting the ongoing activities of the Imperial Combat Review back in Tokyo, against threats like the Black Devils, while setting the stage for a new adventure in Paris. A character profile is included for the series' heroine, Sakura Shinguji, describing her personality and role, referencing her appearances in the previous games. Several screenshots are shown, including classic moments from Sakura Wars 1 and 2, and new scenes depicting Sakura, Sumire, and Iris arriving in Paris and reuniting with Ogami. The page also includes basic game data, confirming it's a dramatic adventure title released on March 22 for Dreamcast, with standard and limited editions available. This page dives into the immediate aftermath of the Imperial Flower Division's arrival in Paris in Sakura Wars 3 for Dreamcast. What was supposed to be a pleasant welcome party quickly devolves into a full-blown conflict between the two groups. The page highlights the intense rivalries that flare up between specific members. We see confrontations between Sukumire Kanzaki from the Imperial side and Glycine Bloomer from the Paris side, stemming from their differing backgrounds and statuses. There's also a clash between Iris Chateaubriand and Kokoriko, due to their shared affection for Ogami and their spiritual powers causing issues. Even Sakura Shinguji gets pulled into a spat with Erika Fontaine based on a misunderstanding. This escalating conflict, described as a Franco-Japanese Great War, becomes a central gameplay focus. The article teases the need to help reconcile the two flower divisions. It introduces the dinner party mode as a key mechanic, where players interact and talk with the characters during these gatherings to smooth things over and resolve the disputes. Character profiles are also featured for Iris and Sumire, providing background details on these central figures in the drama. The goal is clear: turn the commotion back into a friendly alliance. The Sakura Wars 3 special feature explores the evolving rivalry between the Imperial and Paris flower divisions. Initially fueled by a dance contest that highlighted their contrasting styles, the conflict intensifies. The Imperial team's teamwork-focused approach contrasts with the Paris team's individualistic tendencies. The Imperial team's arrival in Paris with their Sakura-colored Kubu mechs further complicates matters. While the Paris Kubu F boasts high individual potential, the Imperial Kubu-kai excels through pilot synchronization. To improve cohesion, the Paris Flower Division recruits Kirishima Kana from the original Imperial Flower Division as a coach. Kana's arrival is marked by a humorous event in Montmartre, involving Erika and rolling melons. The scene culminates with Kana's unusual entrance as a Komuso monk, setting the stage for joint training and a more collaborative relationship between the two teams. This page details the special combat training undertaken by the Paris Flower Division, guided by coaches sent from the Imperial Flower Division, Maria, Kana, and Koran. Leveraging their extensive experience, Maria focuses on strategic and comprehensive combat know-how. Kana leads practical combat simulations using paintball and air rifles, and Koran handles advanced Kubu operational techniques. Maria's training section highlights her imparting tactical wisdom, but it takes an unexpected turn when Lobelia challenges her to a private duel on stage. Kana's practical training includes intense combat simulations, and a curious moment where Kokoriko compares herself to Cleopatra. Meanwhile, Kokran's simulator training results in an explosion, and she's shown enthusiastically discussing machinery, hinting at her inventive side. Brief profiles for Maria Tachibana and Lee Koran are also included, touching upon their backgrounds. The training concludes with the Imperial coaches performing a stage show for the Paris team and audience, demonstrating the prowess of the Imperial theater troupe and successfully transferring their knowledge. The Paris Flower Division members express their professional admiration for the performance, marking the successful completion of the special coaching mission in Sakura Wars 3. This page continues the Sakura Wars 3 special feature, focusing on the arrival of two crucial new characters, Leni Milchstrasse and Orihime Soletta, described as the last light from the east, who are vital for obtaining information for battle. Leni is introduced as a combat expert raised in a military facility, while Orihime is a world-class star from an Italian noble family. Their arrival is orchestrated by Grandma, who relies on their information-gathering abilities. While they arrive with some initial intelligence, more is needed for a decisive victory, requiring Lemeni's tactical skill and Orihime's support. The page shows scenes of their integration into the Paris Flower Division. Orihime is depicted holding a dance class, teaching a traditional Japanese dance to Glycine and Hanabi. Meanwhile, Legeni is shown preparing for an operation, assisted by Erika, Kokelikot, and Lobelia, a rare moment that affects even the usually stoic Legeni. Following the successful training and information gathering, Leni and Orihime also take to the stage, performing a special one-nightly review to celebrate the Paris team's success and commemorate France, highlighting the unique blend of combat and theater central to the series.
This page marks the grand reopening of the Sakura Wars fan page section, titled The Hanamag, following the features on Lenny and Orihime. This section showcases reader submissions, celebrating the series with fan art, illustrations, and commentary contributed by enthusiasts from across Japan. It's presented as a community-driven space, inviting fans to share their passion for the Imperial and Paris combat reviews. The page highlights various submissions, including comics and illustrations featuring favorite characters. It also introduces a new association battle contest, challenging readers with word association games related to the series. Submissions range from humorous comics depicting daily life or combat scenarios to character illustrations. The page emphasizes the interactive nature of the fan community, encouraging continued participation and celebrating the creativity of Sakura Wars fans. This page delves into the mechanical wonders of the Sakura Wars series, with a detailed look at Koklakot's personal mech, the Kubu F. Titled, "Look at this marvel born of technology," and part of the Steam Workshop feature, it showcases a stunning illustration by Mika Akimoto. The accompanying text praises the Kubu F as a charming and agile medium-range attacker that fights using magic. The page also provides key specifications for the machine, detailing its dimensions, weight, unique armament like the magical horns and Magi Baton, and the type of spirit power engine it utilizes. This feature gives fans a closer look at the powerful and iconic mechs that are central to the series' action. The next page continues the deep dive into the mechanics of Sakura Wars, specifically focusing on Kokelikote's Kubu F. This section explains that the Kubu F used by Kokelikote wasn't a completely new design, but rather a modified version of existing Kubu F units due to the hurried decision for the Paris Combat Review to participate. It details the machine's features, including its ability to use magic, and highlights its unique weapons: the magical horn, which creates cat-like illusions, and the Magi Baton, a close combat weapon. The page also includes a small comic strip titled Nyan Nyan, featuring Kokelikote, and seemingly related to her debut episode. Below this, a separate article explores the foundational technology of the series, the humanoid steam engine. It traces the origins of this technology back to the American Civil War, citing the Steyr prototype from 1864 as the world's first humanoid steam engine, developed with insights from steam tractors and relying on spirit power for operation.
This page features the protagonists from the arcade light gun game Confidential Mission, who are also the main focus of the Dreamcast port. The page is divided into sections previewing upcoming releases and highlighting strategy guides. The left side serves as a new arrivals information hub, showcasing titles about to hit the Dreamcast or recently released. Key games covered here include a look at the Net vs. series, the port of Capcom vs. SNK2, Sega Extreme Sports, and, of course, a feature on Confidential Mission, starring the agents depicted on the page. The right side pivots to strategy guides, kicking off a section dedicated to helping players master various Dreamcast titles, with guides lined up for games like the intense shooter Death Crimson Ox, among others. The page acts as a roadmap for readers, pointing towards both exciting new software and in-depth help for popular games. This page dives deeper into the Net vs. series, which was teased on the previous page, highlighting these low-price table games arriving on Dreamcast. It introduces the series as a welcome addition, especially since similar budget table games were already popular on other consoles. The big draw here is the implementation of Dreamcast's online capabilities, allowing for exciting network battles beyond just the standard single-player experience. The page showcases the 7 different types of table games available in the series, which are presented as popular choices familiar to Japanese players. These include shogi, Japanese chess, go, hanafuda, flower cards, mahjong, gomoku narabe, Connect 5, reversi, Othello, and chess. Screenshots show gameplay for each title. The content emphasizes the different ways to play. There's a standard offline single-player mode against the CPU. The key feature, however, is the online network connection, which allows players to challenge others regardless of which specific game software they own from the series. The page details the online modes, including single-play, rating systems, quick matching, and even information about the official homepage and tournaments. The reviewer seems impressed by the value and the potential for online interaction and friendly competition. This page features the RPG/adventure game Exodus Guilty Neos, a title known for its expansive story told across 3 distinct eras: past, present, and future. Here, the focus is on introducing the prologues for the past arc and the present arc. The game plunges players into different settings depending on the era. The past arc is set in ancient times, while the present arc follows the adventures of a treasure hunter. The article emphasizes paying attention to how the worldview and characters shift between these time periods, promising a significantly different feel for each scenario. Beyond the narrative depth, the page highlights the game's detailed system design, a hallmark similar to their previous work. Key features include the ability to read back previously displayed text, a convenient voice on/off setting for individual characters, and an auto-text advance function to streamline the experience. There's also a description of the opening movie, which is framed as a special sequence condensing 15,000 years of the game's history and hinting at future developments. The screenshots show various scenes, including character portraits, action sequences like a battle, and a moment raising questions about a character named Kasumi's target, as well as visual hints from the opening movie. This looks like a substantial RPG, offering a rich story and player-friendly features on the Dreamcast. It launched around May 31st for 6,800 yen. This page dives into the prologue of the past arc for Exodus Guilty Neos, setting up a tragic narrative centered around divine will and defiance. We're introduced to Martha, a beautiful woman destined to be a sacrifice, and the cruel priestess Flare, who wields fire as an instrument of God's will, demanding the sacrifice. The righteous swordsman Ariaeus is outraged by this injustice, but is restrained by Martha, who accepts the priestess's decree as God's law. Screenshots show Martha suffering the effects of Flare's fire and is reacting with anger. Martha's condition worsens, and her village, Yule Ark, is ravaged by disasters attributed to divine will. Knowing her death is near, Martha sends Ars on a crucial journey to find a woman named Will in another village and deliver a message, asking him to inherit her role as chief and save the devastated village. Eris accepts this quest, departing Yule Ark as Martha watches. The page highlights the emotional weight of their separation and Ars's mission to uncover the secrets behind the curse of God and the cruel actions enforced in God's name. This page shifts focus to the current arc of Exodus Guilty Neos, introducing a new protagonist, Masamichi Kasumi, an 18-year-old high school student who also happens to be a genius treasure hunter operating globally. He's depicted with a confident stance, armed with a weapon. The text details Kasumi's life, noting that, unlike a typical student, he makes a fortune from treasure hunting, earning hundreds of millions annually. His current frustration stems from a mysterious rival known only as Phantom, who consistently beats him to important treasures, stealing them right from under his nose. The next target is a legendary treasure said to be hidden in southern Europe, Moses' 11th commandment. This artifact is rumored to be an additional commandment beyond the original 10, engraved on a stone tablet that also contains the location of gold, silver, and other riches. In a surprising turn of events, his childhood friend, Reina Tachibana, an incredibly skilled archaeologist, is revealed to be conducting research in the same area. Kasumi sees this as an opportunity and decides to join her team, pretending to be a tourist, both to reunite with Reina and pursue the treasure. Illustrations show Reina and a screenshot of what appears to be near an airport, suggesting the location. The vertical text on the left side proclaims, "Treasures are things to dig out. I will be that treasure," attributed to Masamichi Kasumi, reflecting his passion. The next page delves deeper into the adventure in Exodus Guilty Neos, centering on Kasumi's reunion with his childhood friend, Ai Tachibana, after a decade. The page contrasts the sweet, domestic Ai of the past with her current appearance and fiery personality, highlighted by her first words to Kasumi calling him a bandit. We're introduced to Watts, a shy assistant on the excavation team who seems like he'll be helpful. The game incorporates strategic gameplay elements, such as requiring players to select just 7 items for the excavation, from options like a handgun and aqualung, constrained by a 30 kilograms weight limit, a crucial choice for any treasure hunter. The focus remains on the search for Moses' 11th commandment, questioning whether the treasure is truly hidden within the newly discovered pyramid ruins, which are deemed as important as Egypt's Giza pyramids. Screenshots showcase various environments, from the ruins themselves to base camps. The narrative also hints at Reina's potential true feelings and motives regarding Kasumi joining the team, adding a layer of personal drama to the treasure hunt. Kasumi's unwavering focus is captured in his quote, "Treasure. I smell treasure." This page is all about Gundam Battle Online for the Dreamcast, a game that finally brings online multiplayer combat to the world of Gundam on the system. It confirms several mobile suits appearing in the game, including the iconic RX-782 Gundam, the EMS-09R Rictum, and the EMS-14 Agelgug. Beyond the online battles, the game also features an original offline story mode. The development is being handled by the same team behind the critically acclaimed Gundam side story titles on the Dreamcast, which is great news for fans. The page includes screenshots showing off the real-time simulation gameplay, with battles between different mobile suits, and mentions the game is 80% complete. This looks like a must-play for any Gundam enthusiast with a Dreamcast and internet connection. This page dives deeper into the offline mode of Gundam Battle Online. While online battles are a big focus, the game includes a robust offline mode with a story, presented as a stage-clear type real-time tactical simulation. The goal is to complete missions by commanding your mobile suits and squadrons. Successfully doing so unlocks new mobile suits and allows you to strengthen your units, which can then also be used online. Before starting, you'll select pilots from 4 types: shooter, infantry, sniper, and anti-ship. You can customize their abilities and names, and even create your own squadron emblem. Notably, emblems designed by the legendary Kunio Okawara, the mechanical designer behind many Gundam mobile suits, are included. Gameplay proceeds from preparing for sortie and starting the scenario, then engaging in operations. This involves using the map mode for strategic movement and unit repair, and transitioning to the battle mode for real-time combat when encountering enemies. Destroying enemies grants experience to pilots, allowing them to learn new skills. The page also introduces new original characters who will appear in the offline story. From the Zeon Army, there's Nidi Ajaja, Wolflangsam, Nordlanger, and Risa Blisk. Representing the Earth Federation Army are Wilfred and Barum Tribal. Their roles in the unfolding drama remain a mystery for now. Finally, there's a small announcement that a special edition of the Dreamcast game Mobile Suit Gundam Side Story is being released. This page is dedicated to the light gun shooter Confidential Mission. It features screenshots from the game, including character profiles and in-game action. The page highlights the game's opening CG movie, emphasizing its spy film-like quality. A major focus is placed on the extensive options menu. Players can adjust game difficulty across 5 levels, ranging from very easy to very hard. The hit zone setting is crucial for gameplay, allowing players to adjust the target reticle size from very small to very large, impacting shot accuracy. Other options include setting the number of lives, credits for continues, audio settings, mono stereo, controller vibration, button assignments, and even screen position and resolution adjustments. The game offers a variety of settings to tailor the experience. There is also a brief summary of the game's premise, involving an organization attacking a historical museum using a military satellite. The game is described as a spy-themed gun-shooting game, enjoyable for both men and women. Release details and a short message from the developers are also present. This page continues the exploration of Confidential Mission, focusing on the first stage. It takes you through the museum setting, starting in the corridors and exhibition hall, where you need to be careful not to shoot civilians among the enemies. The level features various sections like a balcony with distant targets requiring precise shots, and a courtyard leading to the boss area. The page highlights interactive elements and spy gadgets, such as using a sticky bomb to bypass locked areas, and a grappling hook event where you must precisely shoot a clock to progress, earning bonus points for success. A key feature discussed is how successfully completing these events influences the overall game flow, adding tension and strategic depth. The Stage 1 boss is introduced as a cowardly antagonist who relies on subordinates and even uses the museum's ruins, equipped with remote-controlled cannons, as weapons. Defeating this boss is crucial not only for progression, but also to uncover the objectives of the villainous Agale's party. The page emphasizes the need to capture the boss effectively to avoid prolonged difficulty. This page introduces the action novel game, Bounty Hunter Sarah, Emperor of Holy Mountain. Set in Neo-Tokyo in 2060, the world is plagued by crime, leading to the rise of the bounty hunter profession. The story focuses on Sarah, a 23-year-old bounty hunter renowned as the best in Neo-Tokyo, known for her surprising choice of weapon, a small derringer. The game is developed by Flagship, a skilled team known for their work on titles like Resident Evil Code, Veronica. The gameplay revolves around the player experiencing the narrative through Sarah's perspective, making choices that influence the direction of the story. The developers promise a compelling scenario where any choice leads to a satisfying outcome, with dynamic visuals and sound effects synchronized with the text. The page highlights the game's story premise and its development by a respected team, emphasizing the unique action novel approach.
This page delves into the unique gameplay systems of Bounty Hunter Sarah, highlighting two distinct methods for interacting with the narrative. First is the countdown system, where players are presented with critical choices that must be made within a strict 5-second time limit. Quick, decisive actions are key here, and the accuracy of your split-second judgment directly impacts your bounty hunter rank and score, striving for that coveted jealous rank. The second system is the detective time, which shifts the focus to logical deduction. Unlike the timed pressure of the countdown, this mode involves a series of interconnected choices, where players must carefully consider information and reason through potential outcomes to arrive at a conclusion. You can even revisit choices if your initial deduction feels incorrect, emphasizing thoughtful analysis over speed. The page also includes a Hunter's Nest segment, offering glimpses into the world of AD 2060. It touches upon societal changes like the capital relocating due to increased crime, the status of everyday items like tobacco becoming a luxury good, and the state of future medicine, mentioning attempts to stop aging that, sadly, ended in failure. These sections provide interesting background context to Sarah's dangerous world. This page dives into Capcom vs. Psikyo 2. Millionaire Fighting 2001 for the Dreamcast, a crossover fighting game pitting characters from Capcom against those from Psikyo. The article highlights that with the newly revealed fighters, the roster now stands at 32 characters. While Capcom's representation is noted as being drawn exclusively from the Street Fighter II and Street Fighter Zero Alpha series at this point, the Psikyo side brings in a diverse cast from their popular arcade titles. Featured here are Psikyo combatants such as Marion and Pom Pom from Gunbird, Ash from Soul Divide, and Koyori from Sengoku Blade. The page also touches upon the game's online capability via the Net Gimmick mode, allowing for two-player versus battles. Screenshots showcase both the traditional fighting gameplay and one of the game's unique non-fighting gimmick modes, like the Mahjong battle. The game was nearing completion, reported at 90% finished for its Dreamcast release. Capcom vs. Psikyo 2. Millionaire Fighting 2001 features various modes, including an edit mode, allowing character customization with costume and face options, even enabling recreations of fighters like Ken. Gimmick modes, inspired by Psikyo's Hot Gimmick series, include punishment variations with grappling techniques. A gallery mode rewards victories with exclusive illustrations, including potentially fan service content. The game also provides Mahjong tutorials. Confirmed playable characters include DJ, Dan, and Rainbow Mika, alongside the previously announced roster. The game is set to release on June 28. This page previews Gaia Master Kessen Seiki Ou Densetsu, a board game-style title nearing completion at 90% for the Dreamcast. This is the third feature on the game, highlighting its power-up from the PlayStation version. It's a Shuga-Roku-type game, supporting up to 4 players simultaneously, and you can also play alone. The core gameplay involves rolling dice to move around a looping stage. Unlike traditional board games, there isn't a fixed goal point. Instead, you circle the board until a set number of turns is reached. Landing back on the starting space awards you a salary of money and cards. The game features key mechanics like using event cards, which are crucial for gaining advantages. These cards can affect things like increasing the number of dice rolled. Symbols can also be placed on the board to alter transit fees for surrounding spaces. The objective is to increase your assets, primarily by purchasing vacant land you land on to make it your territory. Owning land allows you to collect transit fees from other players who land there, and dominating entire areas significantly boosts the rates. Different game modes are available, including a story mode and a versus mode. Versus mode offers 2 formats, Battle Royale and Tag Battle, each with normal and quick play options. Quick mode starts players with some cards and land ownership already established, allowing for faster matches. The visuals have been updated with 3D polygons, bringing the world and characters to life. Gaia Master Kessen Seiki Ou Densetsu incorporates strategic board game elements. Players build shops on acquired land to gain benefits, with 6 types offering effects like card purchasing, increased transit fees, HP recovery, and battle initiation. Special squares on the board trigger unique effects, including battles, income tax, and warps, with 10 different types available. A core mechanic is a 3-turn card battle system triggered by specific squares landing on opponents or battle cards. Players use weapon cards to deal damage, with winning allowing land acquisition.
Combat affects HP, and losing incurs treatment costs. Military funds influence defensive bonuses. Each of the 6 playable characters, Dante, Galahad, Sinbad, Tiara, Megmeg, and Hayate, has a unique lucky ability, adding strategic depth and character personality. These include effects like symbol destruction, forced payments, re-rolling, income boosts, attack power increases, and evasion. This page introduces the latest title in the popular roommate series, Zuto Isho ni Itai, which means, I want to always be with you. Building on the concept of the 1997 Sega Saturn title, this game is described as a real-time communication experience where events are linked to the system's internal clock, simulating daily life spent living with a girl. The page features a large illustration of the main character, Ryuko Inoue, and several screenshots showing different locations you'll experience with her, including a spacious dining room, a comfortable living room, a bathroom, a supermarket trip, and cooking together in the kitchen. The story begins with the protagonist living alone as a caretaker, when Ryuko, who has returned temporarily from New York, suddenly moves in. The article highlights the immersive feeling of being alone with her in the house, and the detail in the event visuals, noting they are more elaborate than the previous game. It captures the essence of sharing everyday moments in space with her. This page continues the look at Zuto Isho ni Itai, the latest entry in the Roommate series for the Dreamcast. It focuses more on the dynamic between the protagonist and Ryuko Inoue, highlighting how a once carefree life is dramatically changed by her presence. The article notes that their relationship evolves beyond simple cohabitation, becoming something more significant over time. Key sections delve into different aspects of Ryuko. One discusses how her smile becomes a source of encouragement for the protagonist, while another covers her relaxed demeanor at home, emphasizing how her casual actions can be surprising. This section questions if the protagonist can maintain focus on his studies amidst the distraction of living with her. The page also introduces Rie Nakayama, Ryuko's friend, suggesting she's an important character to watch out for. Rie is described as a natural and proactive person, connected to Ryuko through tennis. Screenshots on the page show Ryuko playing tennis and a character portrait of Rie. The game's progress is indicated as 55% complete, with basic information like it being an adventure game for one player on a single disc listed. This page introduces the Dreamcast game Miss Moonlight, described as a suspenseful adventure game that deviates from traditional romance adventures. The premise centers on a seemingly ordinary high school student who discovers his new exchange student, houseguest, Sandy, is actually a princess from a Middle Eastern country. She is in Japan hiding from a coup organization, and the protagonist is tasked with protecting her. The article highlights the game's multi-scenario system, where player choices significantly influence the story's progression. Specifically, dialogue options are crucial. Selecting different lines for the protagonist affects how other characters, like Sandy, react and can lead to drastically different outcomes. Screenshots illustrate key moments, such as Sandy's arrival, daily life scenes like eating, and the interface for selecting dialogue choices, showing how character expressions and subsequent events change based on the player's input. The game is noted as being 95% complete, nearing its release. This page continues exploring the Dreamcast adventure game, Miss Moonlight. It details the protagonist's life after Sandy arrives, highlighting his efforts to protect her while navigating school life. Despite attempts at secrecy, curious classmates like his childhood friend Askane notice the changes in him. The game features a CG mode where players can revisit event visuals they've unlocked, categorized by character. There are also standard options, like sound and music settings, plus a mysterious hidden option. The story deepens as news from Sandy's home country reveals intensifying conflict. This causes Sandy to become withdrawn and sad, worrying the protagonist. After a conversation with Akane, he is motivated to gather information online to help Sandy. Trying to cheer her up, he invites her on a date, during which she makes a significant confession, hinting at a fiancé back home. The page culminates dramatically, with the coup organization discovering Sandy's location and attacking the protagonist's home, successfully abducting her. This page is dedicated to the upcoming release, Sega Extreme Sports. The game lives up to its name by focusing on high-octane, cutting-edge extreme sports, taking players to the limit. It features a selection of 6 diverse sports, including snowboarding and mountain biking, presented with unique flair. The main mode is the Championship mode, which unfolds in a triathlon format, requiring players to master multiple events back-to-back. A crucial mechanic is performing tricks. Successfully executing them allows players to build up a boost meter, which is essential for gaining speed and improving times. The method for performing these tricks varies depending on the sport, utilizing either simple command inputs or the Q button in combination with directionals. The page highlights examples of tricks like a front flip in snowboarding, a roll in speed gliding, and a somersault in bungee jumping, showcasing the variety in inputs and disciplines. Screenshots depict the action across various environments and sports, illustrating the intense gameplay and trick execution. The game supports 12 players and is VGA compatible.
It was anticipated for release, but the date was undecided at the time this was published.
Sega Extreme Sports features 6 disciplines. Snowboarding involves downhill racing, using boost and tricks for speed. Speed gliding tasks you with piloting a glider, collecting balloons for acceleration. ATV racing emphasizes drifting and boost timing. Mountain biking is a stamina-based race, requiring strategic pedaling and jumping. Bungee jumping focuses on trick execution during the descent to hit a target. Sky surfing involves aerial tricks and parachute deployment, with ring collection boosting speed. Each sport has unique controls and strategic elements for success, with boost management and trick timing being crucial for all. This page details Cleopatra Fortune, a falling block puzzle game that originally appeared on Sega Saturn and in arcades, now coming to Dreamcast. The core gameplay revolves around 2 main clearing methods: enclosure clear, where you surround rock blocks with other blocks to make them disappear, and line clear, where you align the same type of blocks horizontally across the field. Mastering both is key to achieving large chain reactions. The game features various block types, including rock, mummy, gems, sarcophagi, and the special pyramid stone, which clears blocks of the same type below it. Blocks fall in combinations of 23 pieces, which can be rotated. Gems and sarcophagi have different sizes, 1x1 and 1x2 respectively, while rock and mummy blocks come in 1x1 and 1x2 sizes as well. Screenshots show the game's field, score/level display, and the character Batrakan reacting to gameplay. The game's image character, Batrakan, provides visual feedback showing different animations for standard clears and a special perfect animation for clearing the entire screen. This adds a layer of visual reward to skilled play.
The Dreamcast version promises enhanced graphics and additional game modes.
Cleopatra Fortune features 4 distinct game modes. Arcade mode mirrors the arcade experience, challenging players to reach level 99 with increasing block speed and mummy block appearances. Versus mode is a 2-player competition where clearing blocks sends garbage to opponents, with the first to fill their field losing. Mystery mode offers a story-driven experience with 50 unique puzzles using limited blocks. Time attack mode focuses on speed, with players leveling up by clearing blocks to fill a gauge and receiving a performance rank based on their time. Each mode, including features like level select, versus settings, puzzle conditions, and the time attack gauge, is illustrated through screenshots featuring the character Batrakan. This page features a strategy guide for Death Crimson Ox on the Dreamcast, providing tips for players looking to improve their game. The guide is split into sections covering beginner and advanced techniques. For newcomers, it stresses the importance of quickly defeating enemies as soon as they appear, using rapid fire efficiently to avoid wasting ammunition, and understanding that hitting different parts of an enemy can affect the damage dealt. It also gives advice on the strategic use of the machine gun.
Moving into advanced play, the guide focuses on the score multiplier system.
It explains how the multiplier changes based on factors like remaining bullets and lives, playing alone versus with 2 players, and the chosen difficulty level. Crucially, starting the game with fewer lives significantly boosts the initial multiplier, encouraging skilled players to challenge themselves for higher scores. Screenshots illustrate these points, including a comparison of the score multiplier differences between very easy and very hard difficulties, and variations in starting life settings. The guide also points out that reaching 1 life or less activates a frenzy mode, dramatically increasing the score multiplier and offering a high score opportunity. This guide provides a walkthrough for Death Crimson Ox. Stage 1 is a tutorial. Stage 2 introduces complex combat. Stage 3 features numerous human enemies requiring judgment. Stage 4 splits into an airfield with rapid fire and a desert with knife-throwing enemies. Stage 5, a shorter stage, focuses on boss strategy, with treachery needing a long battle and concentration. Stage 6, Sahafal Ruins, culminates in a fight against Commander Zaza with supporting enemies. The guide stresses accurate shooting and strategic weapon use throughout the levels. Screenshots and a diary entry offering insights into the game and player dedication are included. This guide provides a strategy for the visual novel Happy Lesson, focusing on events with the mama characters from June 30th to July 6th. It helps players trigger key events by listing character locations daily across the school, town, and home. The guide highlights Mutsuki and Kisaragi, detailing specific events and interactions. For example, Mutsuki has an excursion event on 6/30ths and a 7/2 morning scene. Kisaragi appears with Mutsuki on 6/30ths and may be at a softball tournament on 7/5ths. Daily location lists for Mutsuki, Uduki, Satsuki, Kisaragi, Minazuki, and Hazuki are provided, allowing players to find them each day. The guide uses screenshots to illustrate events and offers a straightforward method for navigating this specific in-game week. This page continues the strategy guide for Happy Lesson, focusing on the mama characters. It highlights Yayoi, providing her daily schedule and locations from June 30th to July 6th, showing where players can find her at home, locations 1 and 2, kitchen, school, or town. The guide features screenshots illustrating interactions with Yayoi, including massage scenes and moments in the kitchen. A key section is dedicated to special events that occur, emphasizing mandatory events that influence the narrative based on player choices and are crucial for CG collection. It details events like the one on June 29th, where the player's choice of who nurses them when sick changes the scene and dialogue. The guide also mentions the June 30th excursion and the July 5th softball tournament. The softball event is particularly important, as choices made here affect dialogue with Uduki, Kisaragi, and Yayoi, making it essential for seeing all variations and collecting all CGS. Screenshots show characters like Yayoi, Mutsuki, Kisaragi, Fumizuki, and Hazuki in these special event scenes. The guide notes that these mandatory events can also trigger related events later in the game. This page continues the Happy Lesson Strategy Guide, focusing on meeting opportunities and events for Uduki, Satsukima, and Satsuki. The guide highlights Uduki as potentially the easiest character to meet among the 4 Heavenly Kings. Key forced events, like the 6/30ths excursion and the 7/5 softball tournament, are detailed, showing her appearance and role as crucial for collecting CGS and achieving happy endings. The page includes screenshots from these events and lists her daily locations from June 30th to July 6th across school, home, and town areas. Satsukima's section provides her schedule and locations, showing she can be found in a variety of places, including home, kitchen, garden, changing room, school, pool, music room, art room, and various spots in town. Screenshots illustrate scenes with her. Satsuki's meeting locations are noted as being more scattered. The guide emphasizes her participation in the 6/30ths excursion as a mandatory event important for her route. It points out that, unlike Uduki, Satsuki's happy ending conditions don't rely on choices within events like the softball tournament. The focus is simply on experiencing her related events. Her daily locations are also listed for the specified period. Finally, a check section draws attention to subcharacters, stating they shouldn't be underestimated. It specifically mentions the intriguing presence of Hachizakura Uzuki, an original character from the OAV version of Happy Lesson, and encourages players to discover her fate in the game for themselves. Screenshots show a few of these other characters. This page continues the Happy Lesson Strategy Guide, focusing on routes for girls other than the main mothers. It highlights Fumitsuki and Minazuki, detailing how to approach them and key events. Fumitsuki is introduced as a character not previously covered, and the guide recommends starting to check for her from June 23rd. Forced events like the June 30th excursion and the July 5th softball tournament are crucial for her path, potentially making the excursion more enjoyable and the softball tournament interaction just right. Her listed locations primarily revolve around the school. The guide then introduces Minazuki, described as a sister-like presence from the protagonist's dorm life, who makes a sudden appearance. It notes her overwhelming cuteness can blow away the protagonist's rationality. Achieving her happy ending requires cutting off relationships with the mothers. The guide points out that encountering her is initially just seeing her around, but the mandatory events begin from July 3rd. Screenshots show interactions at home, outside, and school, including the softball tournament where she cheers from afar. Her daily locations span school and town areas. This page is a detailed strategy guide for the visual novel Close to Inori no Oka. It focuses specifically on unlocking the route and achieving the ending for the character Mai Sakaizaka, noting that her scenario holds many secrets and is difficult to reach the ending without specific steps. The guide emphasizes that the key to understanding Mei's truth lies in her relationship with the character Yuna, and crucially, requires first clearing Yuna's scenario path. The page outlines specific conditions needed to progress through Yuna's path across several days in April, including interacting with specific items or events during the room part sections and in locations like the church. It then details key events on April 11th, 12th, and 13th related to Mei's route progression, involving memory revelations at the church and conversations with Mei and other characters like Koyuki at various locations. Meeting Koyuki and Mei together at the church on the 13th is highlighted as the point leading into Mei's ending. Beyond the walkthrough, the page also mentions a contest for submitting original short stories based on the game, and a prize draw featuring autographed items from the game's voice cast. The visuals include screenshots from the game showing locations like the church and character interactions, alongside artwork related to the bonus content and prizes. The guide aims to help players achieve a complete clear, including all CG events. This page dives deep into the intricacies of completing the room part events in the visual novel close to Inori no Oka. While achieving all CGs might be one goal, this guide emphasizes that the room-specific events involving the character Yuna present a unique challenge. It provides a comprehensive list designed to help players track and unlock these elusive moments. The main section features a detailed table outlining various items and interactions within Yuna's room, specifying where to click to trigger the event and the exact conditions required for it to occur. These conditions often involve specific dates, Yuna's presence or absence, referred to as RP for normal, RP for absent, or progression down a specific character route like the Koyuki route. Several side sections highlight specific unlockable items and their triggers. For instance, unlocking Memories Off, Novel Memories Off, requires interacting with multiple specific items in the room, including various book types and the clock. The Poem event is tied to finding a hidden poem during the April 2nd room part. Checking the closet is key for unlocking Photos, etc., and Casual Clothes, etc., but only after certain other items have been viewed or under specific RP conditions. Screenshots illustrate Yuna's room layout and the context of interacting with items like the closet. The overall focus is clearly on meticulous observation and interaction to uncover all the hidden details and events in Yuna's personal space. This page continues the strategy guide for Konohana True Report, focusing on advancing the case towards resolution. It covers events from Day 4 and Day 5 of the game. Day 4 highlights an important sequence where the protagonist, Megumi, is rescued by Mayui, emphasizing a choice point that significantly impacts the love value parameter. This value is noted as crucial for future story developments and endings. The guide also touches upon Megumi's mysterious reasons for transferring to Konohana Academy, a plot point revealed during this day. Moving to Day 5. The guide details the discovery of Itsuko's body in her room after a sleepless night. A key interaction discussed is the decision of who should retrieve the room key, presented as a choice with significant narrative weight for solving the later parts of the mystery. The page also mentions a scene hinting at Itsuko's confession. The final section shifts focus towards the investigation, leading to the true report and identifying the real culprit. It poses critical questions about the number of victims, the identity of the person who attacked Megumi, and narrows down the potential suspects among the remaining club members, Asama Hitomi, Kishimoto Miho, and Nagayama Akiko. Images throughout the page showcase character sprites and key scenes from the game's narrative moments. This page delves into the various bad end scenarios available in Konohana True Report, contrasting with the True Report ending discussed previously. It explains that a bad end is simply a conclusion reached without fully uncovering the truth, often resulting from player choices or actions. The guide highlights that these outcomes aren't necessarily just negative, but include different narrative paths, and there are primarily two main types: the police officer end and the perverted teacher end, totaling 8 variations. The page details the specific conditions and branching points leading to each of these endings. For instance, persistently investigating the crime scene can lead to being caught by the police, ending number 1. While focusing too much attention on teacher Shibachi can result in ending No. 2, or even being attacked by him in ending number 4. Other endings involve being accused of murder, ending No. 3, being coerced and investigating the wrong person, endings number 5 and 6, being attacked after confronting the culprit, ending number 7, shown with a character wielding a pipe, or even attempting to escape and being killed, ending number 8. The guide emphasizes that exploring these different outcomes after a clear playthrough can be interesting. Screenshots feature characters like Megumi, Mayoi, and police officers in various tense or unfortunate situations, illustrating the consequences of the player's choices. This page focuses on the intricate simulation wargame, Advanced Great Strategy 2001, presented as a special feature from what's humorously titled The Führer's Imperial Headquarters, helmed by editor Suzuki, Germany. It provides a historical backdrop to the game, discussing the early days of the Imperial Japanese Navy and the origins of the combined fleet. The combat news section gives a glimpse of the game itself. The main highlight is the detailed profiles of 3 crucial World War II Japanese aircraft carriers featured in the game: Akagi, Kaga, and Hiryu. For each carrier, the page lists real-world specifications like dimensions and aircraft capacity, and recounts their historical service and eventual fates, noting their pivotal roles and losses, particularly at the Battle of Midway. The game data section confirms it's a full-scale simulation title from Sega, with robust online support for up to 8 players in campaign mode, highlighting its depth as a strategy experience. This page delves into several Imperial Japanese Navy ships featured in Advanced Great Strategy 2001, expanding on the carrier focus. The showcased vessels include the aircraft carrier Soryu, a key player in early victories before being sunk at Midway, the battlecruiser-turned-fast battleship Kongo, a high-speed asset throughout the war, the heavy cruiser Tone, known for its aircraft-focused design, the light cruiser Sendai, a veteran of numerous engagements, the destroyer Mutsuki, representing a large class, and the Type B submarine IS-15, designed to carry an aircraft for strategic bombing. The page concludes with an invitation for fan contributions to future content. This page focuses on a short scenario in Advanced Great Strategy 2001, putting players in the role of German forces led by General Heinz Guderian during the push towards Moscow in August 1941. The scenario features an incredibly dense concentration of units, highlighting the importance of utilizing abundant air power to clear a path for ground forces, as the map is relatively small. The page includes a biography of the legendary Panzer commander Heinz Guderian, detailing his career and pioneering work in armored warfare tactics. It also touches upon the historical context of Operation Typhoon, the ultimately unsuccessful German offensive on Moscow, noting the delay caused by the costly Battle of Kiev encirclement. Unit spotlights showcase various German tanks and self-propelled guns, like the Panzer IV, Stug II, and the unique Flampanzer II, alongside descriptions of Soviet multi-turret tanks such as the T-28 and T-35. Players start with elite, veteran units that have high experience and potential for upgrades. The scenario challenges players to quickly break through enemy lines, with the objective, "The Kremlin spire is right before our eyes," emphasizing the critical goal of capturing Moscow. Despite the enemy possibly appearing weak, the dense unit count presents a significant challenge. This page delves into another short scenario for Advanced Great Strategy 2001, titled Trappenjagd, Storfang. Set in Crimea during May 1942, this scenario challenges players to capture the key fortresses of Kerch and Sevastopol, recreating historical operations. You'll command Field Marshal Erich von Manstein's German 11th Army. The scenario emphasizes the critical role of air power, particularly in the initial turns on the Kerch front, and highlights the need to use air bombardment to neutralize enemy fortress guns. While it's primarily an infantry scenario with fewer tanks, effective use of units like flame tanks against fortifications is advised. Historical context section details the actual siege of Sevastopol, a major objective in Operation Barbarossa. It explains how the German 11th Army, under Manstein, eventually captured the heavily fortified city in June 1942, after an intense artillery bombardment, notably employing the massive 800mm Medora railway gun. Unit spotlights showcase some truly impressive siege weapons available in the game, including the colossal 600mm Karl self-propelled mortar and the 280mm K5E railway gun, alongside a 170mm howitzer. There's also a look at the development path for the Tiger P tank. The general biography section focuses on the brilliant strategist Manstein himself, detailing his rise, his understanding of tank warfare, his successes like Sevastopol and Kharkov, and his eventual dismissal by Hitler due to disagreements. This scenario offers a different tactical challenge compared to tank-heavy pushes, focusing on combined arms and methodical assault against heavily defended positions. This page kicks off the newly renewed Reader Submissions Cheats and Tricks Corner, bringing you tips directly from fellow Dreamcast players. First up, some handy tips for Capcom's excellent fighting game, Rival Schools. It details how to efficiently earn full burning attacks and special moves by playing the minigame mode. Mastering this minigame is key, and while it takes perseverance, getting these boosts is crucial for maximum damage. The screenshots show the panel-hitting minigame and a character unleashing a powerful special move. Next, a neat hidden feature in Sakura Wars 3. If you put the game's CD into a Dreamcast or a regular CD player, you can access special character warning messages. Playing the CD on the Dreamcast even displays a picture on screen, a cool little detail showing the care put into the game. Finally, a useful trick for training in Slank's superb samurai fighter, The Last Blade 2 Final Edition. Tired of your character getting stuck at the screen edge when pushing the opponent during command training? There's a simple command, B button on the controller, L trigger on an arcade stick, that lets you reposition your character instantly, making practice much smoother. The screenshots demonstrate this technique in action. The page also outlines how to submit your own tips and mentions. Prizes awarded for published submissions, from cash for the best tips to special Dreamcast merchandise. This page dives into the world of professional wrestling with a feature on Fire Pro Wrestling on the Dreamcast, specifically highlighting the game's downloadable content. It's presented by a dedicated fan group known as the Golden Pro Wrestling (GPW), formed by passionate Dorimaga wrestling fans. The main focus is showcasing various downloadable techniques available for the game. Screenshots demonstrate moves like the Shining Wizard, a unique worm attack, a chin-lock front neck lock, and the Buffalo Sleeper. The article explains how these moves are selected based on fan polls and released periodically, allowing players to constantly update their game and create unique wrestlers. The page also features specific sections highlighting notable wrestlers and their signature moves or styles within the game, including mentions of Keiji Muto's innovative techniques, Jun Akiyama's submission prowess, and Tenzan and Kojima's tag team move. A Golden News section previews upcoming downloadable moves, mentioning one based on WWF's The Undertaker's high-angle powerbomb. Overall, it emphasizes the depth and ongoing support for the game through its active community and downloadable content. This page serves as an official fan page for the classic Dreamcast RPG, Skies of Arcadia. It features various sections dedicated to the game, including details about the ship's crew, a message from a developer, a humorous 4-panel manga strip, and announcements regarding magazine content. The article highlights the composition of the Delphinus crew, noting there are 22 total crew members, but only 15 can sail with Vice and Aika at any given time. It points out this number of 15 is a deliberate homage to the seafaring classic, Treasure Island. A message from developer Shuntaro Tanaka expresses joy that players remember their adventures with the crew, reflecting on the development process and the satisfaction of seeing players connect with the game. A recurring 4-panel manga series titled Eternal 4-Panel Theater offers a comedic look at the characters' lives, such as Vice and Atika's struggles with a monotonous fish-based diet. There's also an announcement for the final installment of a column, asking fans to submit their contributions to celebrate. The page also introduces a new section, potentially featuring the character Beleza, by a new contributor, expressing hope to see her in future media. It's a great mix of behind-the-scenes insight, humor, and community engagement for fans of Skies of Arcadia. This page is a vibrant celebration of the beloved Dreamcast RPG, Skies of Arcadia, focusing specifically on the legendary airship, the Delphinus, and its diverse crew. The prominent title declares the ship, My Dream and Hope Delphinus, while large, bold text proclaims, When I want to see you, I'll fly there anytime. The page features a massive illustration, packed with nearly the entire cast of the game, from main characters like Vice, Aika, and Fina, to key companions like Gilder, Drachma, and Enrique, and many of the unique crew members who join the Delphinus. They are depicted together on the ship's deck, highlighting the strong sense of camaraderie central to the game. Accompanying text reflects on the crew's incredible feats, like going head-to-head with the massive Gigas, noting that even a stronger ship couldn't replace such a loyal and capable team. It offers a comforting message to fans, assuring them that, as long as they can play the game on their Dreamcast, the characters will always be there for them, even if they are no longer featured in the magazine. The sentiment is that the sky of dreams and hope remains alive in the player's heart. A smaller vertical text panel adds, "Our best ship is always perfectly maintained." The bottom of the page features the English phrase, "We chase the hope in sky high eternally." This page clearly serves as a heartfelt tribute to the game and its enduring legacy. This page dives deep into the world of Guilty Gear X, a killer 2D fighting game on the Dreamcast. The big news here is the announcement and preliminary rounds for the second national tournament, Guilty Gear X Championship Sammy's Cup 3-on-3, which sounds like an absolute blast, focusing on team battles this time around. There's also info on the release of a series of vocal albums for the game, featuring image tracks across 3 discs titled Side Point 1 Rock You, Side Point 2 Slash, and Side Point 3 Destroy, all dropping on May 16, 2001. The page features a list of locations hosting qualifier events for the tournament. Visually, the page is dominated by the sharp Guilty Gear X logo, and a cool illustration of the character Milia Rage. It also lists the game's basics. Published by Sammy, released December 14, 2000, priced at 5,800 yen, supporting 12 players in 2D fighting action, and compatible with the VGA box, Puru Puru Pack, data communication, and arcade sticks. This is a must-have for any fighting game fan on the system. This page is a vibrant fan corner dedicated to the explosive 2D fighter, Guilty Gear X. It's packed with reader-submitted illustrations, showcasing the game's incredible enduring popularity among Dreamcast fans. The large header proclaims that the love for GGX hasn't faded one bit, and the sheer volume of fantastic fan art featuring characters like Soul Bad Guy, KY Kisuke, May, Dizzy, Bacon, and many others proves it. Beyond the artwork, there's a section for reader comments, where fans share their experiences, like the joy of unlocking the hidden GG mode after clearing the game, or praising favorite characters like Dizzy. The page also taps into the community's excitement, directly asking Sammy about the possibility of a highly anticipated sequel. The Welcome New Face section highlights new contributors, showing the community is still growing. The page also teases that the intermediate results of a character popularity poll will be revealed in the next issue. While primarily a fan showcase, a screenshot of a fierce battle between Potemkin and Faust is also included. Overall, this page is a testament to the passionate fanbase Guilty Gear X, built on the Dreamcast. This page takes a decidedly meta turn, featuring the Arcade Revolutionary Army 3 as they embark on a mission to infiltrate the Dorimaga editorial department and expose the lies of the editor-in-chief. Framed with dramatic yet humorous flair, the page details the group's unannounced visit to confront editor-in-chief Nishimura. The core of the feature is a queue and a session where the revolutionaries pepper Nishimura with a variety of questions, implying the use of a lie detector device. The questions cover a range of topics relevant to Sega and the gaming world at the time, touching upon Sega studios like Hitmaker and Segasoft, different game genres including Bishoujo games, rival publications like Famitsu DC, and even the classic series Golgo 13. The table captures the questions, Nishimura's answers, reactions, and comments from both Nishimura and the 3 members, highlighting the playful back and forth. Visuals reinforce the narrative, showing editor-in-chief Nishimura looking visibly uncomfortable as he is questioned at a table, with hands suggesting the operation of a device. Another photo depicts a group observing, humorously described as Imperial Guards, keeping watch during the interview. It's a lighthearted, self-aware peek behind the scenes of the magazine itself, showcasing the personalities involved and the playful dynamic within the Dreamcast community. The Arcade Revolutionary Army 3 infiltrated the Dorimaga editorial department, aiming to reform the arcade industry for bad gamers. Their satirical report details the office's chaotic state, blaming Sega's hardware withdrawal. They bypassed security with a bribe and found a squalid environment filled with debt, debris, and staff escaping into GAL games. The group humorously described their fuel supply and the staff, depicted as refugees, clinging to idle pinups. They even encountered a deity statue and resolved a conflict with a pinup offering. An announcement requested support and listed affiliates, while the truth revealed the editor-in-chief's aspiration for a more glamorous career. The report is a self-aware, humorous critique of the magazine and its staff, filled with gaming references. This page details the replay features and special modes available in Sega. The main title declares, "It's not over yet," promoting extended gameplay after finishing the initial run. Information includes the game's genre as a management simulation and its original Japanese release date of March 29, 2001. The game is designed to be replayable, and the second playthrough offers improvements like message skipping and a significantly increased starting budget to speed things up. The core game progression and events remain similar to the first play. The featured mode is the Thorough Sega mode, accessible after achieving the true endings. This mode strips away all storied events, allowing players to focus purely on recruiting staff and developing games over a 3-year period. Player levels and acquired creators carry over, making recruitment, including notable staff like Suzuki, a likely reference to Yu Suzuki, easier. The goal is to fill the industry encyclopedia by developing various games. Screenshots show the game's unique battle interface, the office management screen displaying development lines, and a character selection screen for staff. This mode provides a concentrated experience focusing on the simulation elements without the narrative interruptions. This page presents an Industry Gentleman's Record, Director Encyclopedia for the game Sega, essential for players aiming to complete all 104 game development projects. It explains that recruiting diverse directors is crucial, and being friendly with them can help steer game development towards your desired titles. A key tip is that continuing development on a project after the game's main storyline concludes, without disbanding the team, allows for quick iteration without changing game specifications, highlighting the importance of scheduling. The page details various characters you can recruit or promote to director roles. These include figures like Suzuki, described with charisma and a friendly nature, Gamer, the Dot, family members like Prince of Dot and Princess of Dot, who are promotions from designers, and unique individuals such as the Naked King and Mecha King. Other notable recruits mentioned include Alex, potentially a nod to Alex Kidd, and characters resembling Sega figures like Yu Suzuki, Momokizan. Each entry features a character image and a brief description of their role, how they are acquired, through scouting events marked quote, or promotion marked quote, and their traits within the game's simulation. This resource is vital for players navigating the post-game content and the challenging Thorough Sega mode. This page highlights some of the exciting content found within the Sega simulation game, Sega, focusing on the intense R720 with Syrinx sequences. These aren't standalone titles but are presented as high adrenaline elements within the main game, giving players a taste of fast-paced shooting action. The page details the R720, a powerful mech developed within the game's simulation, known for its balance of offense and defense, and its arsenal including normal, wide, and spread shots. It also introduces Syrinx, described as a guest craft, easily recognizable as the ship from Fantasy Zone, which sacrifices durability for potent offense with laser and homing weapons. Beyond these specific encounters, Sega rewards dedicated players with engaging minigames unlocked after achieving the true ending. Featured here are DTT, a quirky puzzle game tasking you with carefully loading Dreamcast consoles onto a truck, and GKKK, an action game where you race against the clock to clean up dirty arcade cabinets. These minigames are surprisingly polished and offer fun distractions, demonstrating the depth and humor packed into Sega for those who stick with the challenging simulation. This page dives into Hitmaker official page, Narita Kirisasero, a fantastic shooting minigame found within the simulation chaos of Segaga. It's a top-down shooter where you use 3 buttons to unleash different shots, which can be powered up through 5 levels, increasing firepower and shot count. There are also several power-up items, including speed boosts, temporary barriers, bombs, endurance recovery for the R720, and extra lives for the Syrinx ship. Uniquely, certain hidden items featuring the faces of the development staff can be revealed by hitting specific spots with a charge shot. The highlight here is the boss lineup, where you face off against iconic Sega hardware from history. Starting with the mysterious Dorimaga, you then battle the SG-1000, which attacks using sprites from classic titles like Starjacker and Fantasy Zone's Girls Garden. Next is the Sega Mark II, paired with its FM sound unit, bringing more classic game references to bear. The Sega Genesis, Mega Drive, appears with a tricky mirror-style attack. And finally, The Sega Saturn challenges you with patterns that defy traditional evasion tactics. This unique boss progression is a delightful nod to Sega's legacy, and makes the minigame a blast for longtime fans. Looking ahead, the magazine teases the next issue, promising coverage of Sega's final chapter, and an interview with two key developers who also appear in the game, discussing its creation and this very shooting game. This page kicks off a special feature contemplating what title Sega's Amuse Vision would bring to the GameCube. Following the threads from the previous page about Sega's developers and their future, the article speculates whether it could be the latest Virtua Striker 3, or perhaps one of Sega's other arcade masterpieces like Virtua Fighter 4, Initial D, or the House of the Dead 2i. However, the clear focus here is on Super Monkey Ball, presented as an easy-to-grasp action game. The article dives into strategy guides for some of the more challenging intermediate stages, specifically stages 11, 13, and 15. It offers tips on navigating tricky platforms like narrow bridges, timing jumps on bouncy floors, and maneuvering over steep curves. There's also a caution section, highlighting the value of collecting bananas, emphasizing that gathering 100 grants an extra life, but attempting risky collections might not be worth the potential failure. It's a detailed breakdown aimed at helping players master the increasingly difficult levels as they progress beyond the beginner stages. This page continues the special feature on Amuse Vision potentially bringing titles to the Nintendo GameCube. It highlights Sega's move to multi-platform development and specifically focuses on Amuse Vision director Toshihiro Nagoshi and his relationship with Nintendo, noting his longtime admiration for the company. The article speculates on what Sega arcade hits Amuse Vision could bring over, specifically mentioning Daytona USA and the multiplayer arcade fighter Spike-Out as desirable possibilities, discussing potential online features for Daytona and GBA connectivity for Spike-Out. The page then shifts to a strategy guide for more intermediate stages in Super Monkey Ball. It covers Stage 18, The Chaser and the Fugitive, where you must chase down a goal that speeds away, noting different colored goals have varying speeds. Stage 24, Running Across the Top of the Seesaw, challenges players to cross a tilting platform, offering the tip to jump from the high side just before the goal. Stage 25, What's Beyond the Goal, hints at a hidden path next to the blue goal reachable by finishing with ample time. Finally, Stage 21, Bumper Fiesta, describes a level filled with bumpers that require careful stick control to navigate without being knocked off course. This page dives into the latest entry in the arcade soccer series, Virtua Striker 3. It immediately poses the question of whether a home console port is possible and what a modern soccer game needs. The article highlights two key points of the game's appeal. First, its speedy match development, which players new to the series might find fast initially, but will appreciate the pace once they get used to it, noting improvements in player motions. Second, the evolving system, which incorporates features seen in the Dreamcast version, such as yellow and red cards for fouls and offsides, adding depth to the gameplay. The page features an emergency interview with producer Satoshi Mifune, where he discusses the potential for a home port, specifically mentioning the Dreamcast, and the challenges involved. He touches on the differences between arcade and home console development, and his thoughts on the genre's future direction, including considering the home market's needs compared to the arcade focus. Several screenshots showcase the game's 3D graphics and on-field action. Amusement Vision hopes to bring its Virtua Striker soccer series to home consoles, aiming to retain the arcade feel while adding depth through player actions and coaching options. The article reviews the current soccer game market, highlighting PlayStation 2 titles like World Soccer Winning 11-5 and FIFA 2000. It also looks back at the Dreamcast's Virtua Striker, mentioning unrealized arcade console link ideas. Excitingly, Sakatsuku is expected to move from Dreamcast to PlayStation 2, and a new Victory Goal 2001 is coming to the Dreamcast this autumn. The future of Amusement Vision's GameCube soccer titles on other platforms remains uncertain, with E3 in May holding key announcements. This page dives into the arcade game Vampire Knight, highlighting its technical prowess and presentation. The article focuses on the graphics rendered by the System 246 board, a collaboration between Namco and Sega's WoW Entertainment. It notes that while Sega's Naomi board excels at sharp, mechanical visuals, the System 246 is strong in rendering transparent effects like water and glass, which perfectly suits the game's atmosphere. The article praises the game's opening demo for showcasing the detailed graphics. Beyond just visuals, it emphasizes the impressive direction and presentation, mentioning specific techniques like morphing effects, where objects transform, and enemies appearing from dimensional rifts via warping. Key details mentioned include the game being a gun-shooting title, supporting 12 players, and running on the System 246 board. The development partnership between Namco and Sega is noted as a talking point. Overall, the page suggests that Vampire Knight is a visually striking game with compelling presentation, made possible by the System 246 hardware and the developer's execution. This page continues to detail the technical achievements of Vampire Knight, powered by the System 246 arcade board. It highlights several key graphical effects that contribute to the game's impressive visuals and atmosphere. One featured technique is rotation blur, described as a form of motion blur effective for depicting fast-moving objects or light sources. In Vampire Knight, it's used even in less action-packed scenes, like during the appearance of the second boss, Baltiel, to enhance the sense of presence and intensity. Transparency processing is another crucial effect, allowing objects to appear semi-transparent or emerge from transparent environments. The game utilizes this during boss entrances and scene transitions to create dynamic and visually striking moments. Environment mapping is used to simulate reflections, particularly on surfaces like mirrors or polished metal. The page points out how this is applied to the floor in the third boss battle against Guillaume, where reflections of the surrounding pillars are visible, adding depth and realism. It also mentions the reflection of enemies in the icy area of the first stage. Finally, the focus effect is discussed, which simulates a camera's depth of field. When focusing on distant objects, closer objects appear blurred, and vice versa. This technique is frequently used in Vampire Knight, during scenes featuring multiple characters at different distances, bringing a cinematic quality to the presentation. Overall, the page emphasizes how the System 246's capabilities are harnessed to implement sophisticated graphical techniques, enhancing the visual fidelity and dramatic impact of Vampire Knight. This page delves into the world of the original Mobile Suit Gundam, with a strategy guide for the arcade game Mobile Suit Gundam, Federation vs. Zeons. It specifically focuses on mid-game strategy points for CPU battles in ground-based stages, guiding players through various areas, like the southern Black Sea Forest, Odessa, Belfast, and the Jaburo surface. The guide offers specific tactical advice for each location, mentioning the mobile suits players will encounter, such as the formidable Dom, the underwater expert ZGOK, or the imposing Big Tray support unit. Tips include managing distance, using terrain for cover, and recognizing enemy patterns. A separate section, Sad Warriors Who Fought Through, reflects on key character moments and tragic events from the original anime movie trilogy, highlighting encounters involving figures like Ramba Ral, Ryu, Matilda, and Woody, and their impact on Amuro's growth. Screenshots showcase the action, featuring mobile suits like the Gundam, Zaku, Dom, and a Goof custom engaging in combat across different environments. The page also includes a small box with game information, confirming it's a team battle action game developed by Capcom, running on the Naomi arcade board, with a Dreamcast release planned. This guide is clearly aimed at helping players master the game's challenging CPU opponents in iconic locations from the Universal Century timeline. This page continues the strategy guide for Mobile Suit Gundam, Federation vs. Zeon, this time focusing on piloting Char Aznable's iconic mobile suits to fight like the Red Comet. It breaks down tactics for 3 key units. First is Char's custom Zaku, emphasizing its high mobility, particularly in the air. The guide suggests using movement to evade enemies, landing close for melee attacks like foot sweeps, and leveraging its continuous attack techniques. Next is Char's custom Zagok, noted for its swift movements. The core strategy involves using steps to close distance and primarily engaging in melee combat with its claws. It also mentions using beam cannons for ranged attacks when keeping distance is necessary. Finally, Char's custom Gelgoog is presented as one of the strongest units. Its strengths lie in blocking projectile attacks, though not explosions, and using its beam Naginata for devastating melee combos, often initiated from a jump attack with its beam rifle. Beyond the game's strategy, the page recommends revisiting the source material by highlighting the original Mobile Suit Gundam movie trilogy DVDs, suggesting them for players wanting to deepen their understanding of the game's universe. There's also a segment dedicated to the MSMO3 GOG mobile suit as part of an EMS manual series, detailing its development, weaponry like the megaparticle cannon, and key specifications. This section gives a brief historical and technical context for the amphibious unit. This page shifts focus from game strategy to the world of hobbies and figures, featuring a showcase titled Akasaka Garaki Do. It presents a variety of collectibles relevant to fans of classic anime, tokusatsu, and movies, demonstrating the broader interests of the gaming audience. Featured here are items like a resurrected vintage walking robot, figures of famous Disney supporting characters such as Tinkerbell from Peter Pan and Sid from Toy Story, and figures from the animated film Metropolis, based on Tezuka's work, showing Kenichi and Tima. For fans of super robots, there's a resin kit of Tex and Mac from the Getter Robo series, embodying a burning Texas soul. Tokusatsu enthusiasts are covered with S.C. classic finished figures of Kikaider and Hakaider, capturing the distinct Ishinomori style. Following up on the previous page's Gundam content, this page features prize items of the New Gundam and High New Gundam in their heavy weapon system configurations, highlighting their substantial presence. Finally, the page showcases a detailed airsoft replica, the Samurai Edge Kai Barry Burton model, commemorating the 5th anniversary of the Resident Evil series, a nod to fans of the survival horror franchise. The page offers a diverse look at popular culture collectibles available at the time. This article showcases various collectibles and a robotic toy. Featured figures include a detailed Protect Gear action doll from Jinro, a resin kit of AI Amano from Video Girl AI, and a master-grade Gundam GPO3's Stamen model. Smaller action figures from Dead or Alive 2, featuring articulated designs, and expressive DGI Chariot capsule figures are also highlighted. The core of the piece focuses on the Wonderborg, a programmable robot toy originally designed as a WonderSwan peripheral. It emphasizes its educational value, allowing users to build and program their creations. Developed with MIT's subsumption architecture in mind, Wonderborg aimed for family-friendly engagement. The article introduces the upcoming Wonderborg Second Speed Racer, emphasizing speed and competitive play, with insights from a Bandai developer on the project's design and future. This page features an episode of the manga series Guru Guru Creatures, specifically episode 44 titled Mother's Taste. The page also includes character profiles for the main protagonists and some of the creatures. The comic follows Guru Guru, a middle schooler aspiring to be a scientist and creator of the creatures, along with his friends Ayase-kun and Yuki-chan as a counterteam. They appear to be trying to utilize Guru's creations. The creatures introduced include Otakun, an insect-type troublemaker, Mochi Mochi-kun, a strong and hardworking amphibian, and Dandy-kun, an arthropod who is surprisingly timid despite his appearance. The comic itself depicts a humorous attempt to deploy the creatures, who seem less than enthusiastic or effective, leading to a rather relaxed resolution where the team ends up carrying the creatures away. The story is framed by the bizarre appearance of a giant rolled omelet at the school. This page features episode 44 of the manga series Guru Guru Creatures, titled Mother's Taste. The comic opens with the appearance of a giant, rolled omelet creature, causing confusion and alarm. It's soon revealed that this creature is one of the Guru Guru creations, specifically a bento item made by one of the characters. The core conflict arises from a culinary debate. The giant tamagoyaki lacks sugar, which prompts a passionate outburst from one character who believes tamagoyaki must have sugar. Other characters express preferences for soy sauce or other sauces. The creature, seemingly embodying the spirit of the sugarless omelet, threatens to rampage unless it is eaten, leading to a comedic standoff. Adjacent to the comic are character profiles for several key figures and creatures in the series. We learn about Usagi, a gel-based rabbit creature with advanced intelligence, Ayase-kun, a character with a strong preference for mechanical things, often finding himself in disagreement with Guru Guru, Yuki-chan, who developed a counter device and has a connection to glasses, and Ahoy-chan, a creature created by Guru Guru as an assistant, notable for having a separate personality residing in a mask on its chest, referred to as a Waisen. The page provides a humorous look into the world of these bizarre creations, and the team trying to manage them. This page features the inaugural installment, Volume 0, of a column titled Terayanaji, a collaboration between artist Katsuya Terada and writer Yoko Kuroyanagi. The central artwork is a distinctive sketch depicting a figure wielding a large knife, standing beside a fluffy creature, with a small structure in the background. The text introduces the concept with phrases like, "Illusion Land is right there," and abstract wordplay possibly related to cutting or presents. Below the artwork, it states that The basis is within your memories. The longer passage in the yellow box further explains the feature, inviting readers to search for unseen things and experience a unique view within this corner, suggesting that the experience is rooted in memory and perception. This serves as a prelude to the main series, setting a tone of exploration and subjective experience through art and text. The page establishes the contributors and the thematic direction for this new feature. This page features a horoscope section running from May 11th to May 24th, focusing on character compatibility. It introduces a new segment where horoscopes are linked to specific game characters. Readers are encouraged to request characters they want to see featured. The main horoscope section covers all 12 zodiac signs, showing compatibility for both male and female perspectives. Each sign has a cute illustration, a brief personality/fortune description for the period, a lucky color, a lucky item, and simple ratings for money, health, love, work, and play, using symbols. A specific character is highlighted. Erica Fontaine from Sakura Wars 3, born on May 22nd. Her portrait is shown, alongside a note about her personality and the impact she had on players. This character is used as a specific focus point for the compatibility readings this period. The section provides a fun, light-hearted look at fortune based on astrological signs and connections to beloved game characters. This page is dedicated to a reader appreciation campaign, offering several enticing prizes. The top prize is a Dreamcast software title of the winner's choice, with 15 lucky individuals winning this. Second prize, for 5 winners, is a vibrant pink Dreamcast controller, bundled with a pink visual memory unit, a stylish combo for any Dreamcast owner. Third prize goes to 2 winners, receiving a single CD set for the game Happy Lesson, featuring character songs. 10 winners will get an original Dorimaga magazine t-shirt, perfect for showing off your Dreamcast pride. Finally, 25 winners will receive a highly collectible Shenmue 2 telecard, featuring Ryo Hazuki and Shenhua, a must-have for fans of this epic saga. To enter, readers needed to submit a postcard with their details and desired prize by May 24, 2001. The page also includes a list of the magazine's staff and a list of winners from the previous issue's contest. Looking ahead, the next issue, releasing on May 25, 2001, will feature the game Komiku Party on its cover. The preview hints at exciting content, including a report on E3 and Sega's presence there, details on Virtua Fighter 4, and previews of Dreamcast games like Super Robot Wars Alpha, Phantasy Star Online Verpoint 2, and other new titles, alongside the somewhat unusual entry Fire Saint Mother the Virgin on Megiddo. The preview section is accompanied by an illustration likely related to the Komiku Party cover feature. This page is dedicated to the upcoming adventure-action RPG, Exodus Guilty Neos, directed by Hiroyuki Sugano. The game features a unique premise, where events in the past at the same location impact the future. Players will uncover hidden items from ancient times in the present, and find crucial clues in the future, potentially opening the door to a new story in the past. Central to the gameplay is the perfect multi-time zapping system, which challenges players to use their thinking skills to solve puzzles that span different eras. The page showcases multiple anime-style screenshots, providing glimpses of the game's characters and various scenes from its diverse time periods, hinting at an emotional and adventurous journey. Scheduled for release on May 31, 2001, the game is priced at 6,800 yen, excluding tax, published by Able, with original illustrations by Carnelian. This page highlights upcoming and recently released games for the Dreamcast. The main feature is the romance-adventure game, Pia 2.5, also known as Welcome to Pia Carrot 2.5. This title appears to be an enhanced version for the Dreamcast, building on previous iterations like 2 and 2.2. The page showcases vibrant anime-style artwork, featuring characters in a cafe setting, including a prominent maid character. Pia Carrot is a well-known series in the visual novel genre, often set in a family restaurant called Pia Carrot. The game is scheduled for release in June, and is priced at 7,200 yen. Published by NEC Interchannel, it promises another charming entry in the series. Also featured on the page is an advertisement for the fantasy adventure game, Angel Present, which is already available for purchase at 6,800 yen. This smaller section includes the game's cover art and confirms its genre, suggesting another option for players looking for story-driven experiences on the Dreamcast. The page overall gives a snapshot of the variety of anime-styled adventure games available for the console.